Hi, welcome. This is session 0 of the as of yet unnamed Ironsworn campaign. Joining me, I'm Bishop. You can find me on Twitter at Reverend_Roscoe. Joining me today is Emily Bassett. Emily, do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Do you have any places you want to plug that people can find you, or is it just going to be here?
It's just going to be a very strong hello.
Okay, great.
How are you?
Kay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kay. You can find me at what is it? What are the things? Twitter and Instagram as Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's Bae Bae and K.
Okay. Pax.
Hey yo, what's up, girls, bros, and non-binary hoes? It is your bitch, Pax Lilin. You can find me at everything at Pax Lilin. Listen to Brotaku's podcast. Just look at me. I'm hot as shit, man. Look at my shit. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. If you're not into that, subscribe to my OnlyFriends. Give me $5. I'll message with you on Facebook Messenger, man. That's what I am all about. I'm so fucking hyped to be here, man. So hyped.
Bye.
And Emmett.
Hey, yo, what's up, fam? Hey, you can find me at EJWick33 at Twitter. And that's about it. But more things coming soon. Keep on the watch for that shit.
Excellent. Cool. I'm a he/him boy. I'm a he/himbo. M.
Yes. She/her works fine, but any and all maybe.
K.
K is a sexy little she/they.
Ooh.
Whatever works.
Pet pronouns.
What, do I need to be here for this?
I mean, unless you want us to pick out pronouns for you, that's.
The pronouns are chi and toe.
Yeah, cheese over there.
Getting toast up.
But no, really, which pronouns?
My pronouns are he, they, she, whatever. I am gender apathetic, gender fucked. Anything is good with me.
And Emmett.
Oh, I'm just a boring milk toast. He, him.
Milk toast.
Another he.
Milk
Kill
toast.
him, fucking kill him.
Down with cis bus pulls into the parking lot. He didn't even say milk. He said mouth. Which is far worse.
Extra bad.
With that Western New York, eh? Ooh.
Ooh.
Gotta represent for the homies back home.
Well, no, you don't. You really don't. So, today we're gonna do probably a quick overview of Ironsworn and do our world building and character building, and just kind of get a general feel for the vibe for like what's going on with our cast and our characters and our world, and just get comfortable, settle in. So pull up a chair and give a good listen or a watch if that's what you're doing. So who had a chance to look at the rules for this? A little bit. Okay, just
I
passing.
know what
through
dice
the
I need.
I have a
Okay,
very
Not even a little bit.
I have a very base idea.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So the whole concept of the game is you roll a d6, you add your whatever relevant stat it is, and any like advantages you get. You also roll 2d10. If your d6 plus your adds beats one of the dice, you get a mixed success. If it beats both the dice, you get a full success. And then there's some other things like your momentum and blah, 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 that we'll get into later. I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But today, we're going to go through, we're playing guided play. Ironsworn is designed to be played guided, cooperative, or solo. Cooperative and solo being without a GM.
I want it to be known I looked into this 0%, like not at all. You've given me every opportunity to do the most cursory thing. I go to search, I search Ironsworn right now, and I'm reading the page for Ironsworn. I click on the first thing in Google. I'm like, this isn't right. What I typed in was Iron Sword, and I was around 2 paragraphs into the Iron Sword entry on a Minecraft Wikipedia. But I have the correct. And so I have the correct one up now, man. I got the right one up now.
Okay.
Wait,
great.
so we're not playing Minecraft?
We're not playing Minecraft. No,
Are
you
you
thought we were
really?
gonna- We are.
So this
we
is a
are, in
Minecraft
fact, playing
ASMR
Ironsworn
podcast.
by
This is
Shawn
why.
Tomkin,
I looked into the wrong thing. No.
which
Not on my Christian Minecraft server.
which
You
I
don't.
believe is actually Ironsworn is actually free. Like, no joke, the core rules are free.
Hell yeah.
So
I think that's one of the best parts.
it's super great.
about
It's
it.
super great. So if you're listening or watching and you think that sounds really awesome, hey, guess what? Go out and grab a copy. And then if you really like it, grab some of the paid stuff and support the person that created this. I don't mean to say guy. I'm working on it.
We love that accessible shit.
It's great. It's great.
For our broke bitches out there. A.
Of which I am one.
Yes.
So I think it's my preference to start with world building before we do character building, but you can do it in either order. Does anybody have a contrary preference?
I would like to go world before characters.
Okay.
That's just me.
Yeah, I think world building before characters is a great idea because then we know the tone before we create. Like, I don't want to come in here with like some Buggy the Clown shit.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Christmas elf, you mean?
I'm a
Yeah.
skateboarding leopard named Cowabunga Cat. And we're in a medieval setting. Okay.
My
sick.
familiar is named Bungie.
I'm
Bungie
just
D.
Chester
Clown.
the cheetah from the Cheetos mascot.
Literally just has cheetah.
Gotta get those
Oh, God.
sponsorships somehow, guys.
Yeah, if you guys want to pay us, that's fine. I'll take a sponsorship.
If we stand hard enough for Chester the cheetah, I'm sure they'll give us money. Just like,
Cheetos,
Chester,
please.
I'll suck your fucking dick, man. Please.
I'm wearing orange,
No.
dude. Come on.
I'm wearing orange.
Do I
So a
wear orange?
superior simp.
So do I just wear orange like day one of wearing orange until Cheetos sponsors our podcast?
I'm gonna wear orange until they pay us.
I do own a lot of orange.
Anyway, so okay, we're gonna world build. The default setting for adventures is the Iron Land. So there's a brief list of general assumptions that we may or may not want to buy into for our setting. I think it's like there's like 10 or 12 of these. I'm just gonna read through them real quick, and we can yay or nay them. 2 generations ago, your people were driven to the Ironlands from their former homes in the Old World. Does that sound fair? Your grandparents and your great-grandparents and maybe your parents came over on a boat? So we're new
Oh
here.
shit, we're just making Australia.
Okay, so I
Oh,
definitely need to practice my Australian accent for next time we record. Good.
Oh my god.
Works for me, Bishop.
Wait, can I make Steve Irwin then?
We're gonna alienate our
Are
Australian
we-
audience.
Are we really trying to be down in our version of Australia right
Oh, he
now?
went in the fucking Ironland.
It's fucking Ireland.
That's not a sword. This is a sword.
This is a sword.
Fun
Yes.
fact about the Australian accent: it is a legitimate theory that it was developed because it was, you know, like it was a place where the British sent their prisoners, and so everyone was just drunk all the time. So there is a legitimate etymological theory that the accent developed because everyone was drunk and slurred their words.
That was my favorite linguistics.
I'll buy that.
Sick.
100%.
Oh, okay.
So, does that sound cool? Is that a yay? We're here within 2 generations.
Yeah,
I buy it.
The weather here is harsh. Winters are brutal. The rugged terrain makes travel and trade difficult and dangerous. That sounds exciting to me.
That
Yes.
does sound exciting.
Does it snow much in
I-
Australia?
In our Australia.
No.
code.
Oh well, in our Australia it does.
In our Australia.
is way north, so yes.
I buy the north. I like the north.
Australia AU.
Scotland vibes.
Next assumption. There are no thriving cities. Instead, Ironlanders live in isolated villages or steadings. Their homes are modest buildings of wood, stone, and thatch. I think, generally speaking, I'm down with that. I'm proud probably gonna sneak in a couple places that are not just like tiny like little homesteads. I might put in some like
Yeah, I wouldn't mind amending that to a few as opposed to no.
they are the exception,
Cities.
not the rule. Right?
Yeah.
If we like mine enough
generally speaking,
obsidian in the
isolated villages and steadings, but there may be a few like big deal places that are actually like more built up.
Very few thriving cities.
yeah, if we mine enough obsidian from the nether and like get enough iron from creepers, we can like build our own thing.
Iron from creepers.
That's
Iron from
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Is
exactly
that how
how that works.
Minecraft works?
It is.
James is
In the new update, in the
Imagine the
latest
first-
update.
The first Australian settler's just like, oh, there's a lot of fucking creepers around here.
Want to get
Down up
some
the
iron,
train.
mate?
SGB. Many areas of the Iron Lands are unexplored and uninhabited, except for by the Firstborn, which are beings such as elves, giants, and the wolf-like Varu. I think that sounds fun.
I think that sounds pretty sexy.
Yeah, that's
I'm into that.
dope as fuck.
Yes, sexy is a good word. I think that sounds sexy.
Sex.
Coins have little value here. Most commerce is made through barter and favors. Which, I mean, if trade is difficult, like, yeah, why would you take coins? You would just like barter or like trade like tasks with people.
I think
I
that's
think-
yeah.
interesting. I think that's really
That's good.
interesting.
I like that.
Also, that will come into play when we actually start playing the game and we start making vows and stuff. Like, that's how you advance, is you make vows with people. Well, hey, guess what? If commerce is all through barter and favors, people are going to be trading vows back and forth.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh.
Fun.
Fun.
Some communities remain isolated and independent, while others trade in basic goods such as iron, grain, wood, livestock, wool, and coal. So knowing the map, I can think of a particular area where there might be more trade than in other places, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just how like a world works.
Yeah. pretty much.
Some
Yeah.
of these places are active traders, some of them are isolated. Really interesting.
Go figure. This is a fun one. There is a diverse mix of peoples and cultures within the Ironlands, even within a single community. You can envision your character and those you interact with however you like. Unbound
No!
considerations.
We found the xenophobe.
There's always one. There's at least 5 of us, right? It's
No
one in five.
gays allowed.
15 minutes into the first recording and we already have to kick somebody out.
We are.
Bye,
I
everyone.
was actually sent to the Ironlands for buggery, so that's going to be an issue.
Animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry.
Yes, it did happen to be on animals.
Yeah, I like to think that whatever this calamity was, it pushed everyone to this one place. So I like that idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that a
yeah.
lot. I do.
Communities sometimes band together under a powerful leader, but there are no kingdoms. Territorial lines are sketchily drawn, if at all. Which I think that's cool. It's like the Wild West, but also Australia. Wild West Australia.
Coming back
Gives
to
us somewhere to go.
Look, you started it. You started us down this path, all right?
And now we're down under the path.
I'm just on cruise control.
golf clap for that one.
Large-scale warfare is unheard of, but raiding parties and skirmishes between communities are a constant menace. Some communities subsist entirely on raiding. Again, I think that goes hand in hand with there not being any kingdoms. You're not going to have giant battles. But
Not yet.
you'll have, like,
I really like that as long as we like take care in how we represent the like communities that are mostly based in like pillaging.
Sure. And
Mhm.
like again, I think that's going to be an exception and not a rule. Like it's not going to be constant villages pillaging other villages. There might be a few that do that, but those are not going to be the hard and fast rule for what society is like. Because as we've established, only 2 generations ago, like all your families came over from the old world. So like it's not like you're starting fresh. You're still bringing over some remnants of that old society. Spears, axes, shields, and bows are the dominant weapons. Swords are rare and highly prized. Some warriors choose to wade into battle clad in iron, while others trust in their prowess or in the strength of their shields. I like that idea because I'm sick of seeing people wield swords all the damn time. Give me
So
a
I can't have a tank. Is
What
what
about a
you're-
gun sword?
gun sword? I like gun
What
sword.
about a gun sword?
Here in the Iron Lads, you can only
Yeah.
fight with axe, shield, bow, or Gundam.
It's a stark,
We
like
recently
difficulty
developed the
increase.
nuclear bomb.
Mobile Suit Gundam, Ironsworn Orphans. That's
So,
not for you.
my-
That joke is not for any of you, apparently.
I didn't even hear it. I was too busy thinking about
sorry.
my own
I said
joke.
Mobile Suit Gundam, Ironsworn Orphans.
The Ironsworn Orphans. I got that one.
Iron Sworn
Okay,
Fins?
well, I just had to say it again. That's all.
Iron Sworn Fins?
Ironsworn. My question is are swords rare because like no one can forge swords, or is there a reason that swords are rare, or we just haven't gotten there
Because they're
yet?
useless against the Gundam.
Is it because like materials are rare?
It
They're
does
too
not-
busy using them to make the Gundams?
It does not specifically say, but we may go back on that in a second, because there is some world building stuff that we'll go through that may clarify for us in our setting. Oh yeah, well, making a sword out of iron takes a lot of iron. There's just not. That might be the case, or it might be people aren't skilled enough to forge swords, or whatever the case may be. We'll get there. But if that sounds cool, like if that assumption,
I like
setting
that.
sounds
I'm
cool,
into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. Magic is subtle and mysterious. Mystics seek to ward away the darkness through the practice of magic, but often succumb to it. Rituals are performed as blessings and to gain insight,
But it does exist.
but it does exist.
I
like the idea of it magic being a more like a scarcity
Mm-hmm.
type of
Yeah.
thing. We haven't yet unlocked the truest potential of what we could be doing.
Yeah,
She's
you're
there.
You're probably not going to be casting magic missile in this game.
No, just Magic
but,
Gundam.
but magic is a
Just
thing.
magic.
I'm thinking it's like
form Voltron.
so in
Spell now.
in our Google Doc that I started filling out with stuff, I put a bunch of touchstones. I wrote down a bunch of touchstones for like what I feel like this setting I would like it to feel like, kind of like when I think about the game Ironsworn and the kind of game I want to GM. I was thinking something like Valhalla Rising, The 13th Warrior, Senua's Sacrifice, God of War 2018, that show Vikings, Vinland Saga, the Game of Thrones, Ironborn,
Hmm.
I'm in
like-
the pocket.
that kind of vibe, you know?
Mhm.
I'm all about that vibe.
Witcher 3 Skellige.
Ooh.
Like,
Yes.
that's the kind of like those are the kind of touchstones that I want to be like hopefully be drawing on as we go through the game, and like, I want to be pulling from those kinds of things. So yeah, so like magic isn't like a super huge like spectacle. It's not like Lord of the Rings, but it's still a part of the world. I think that's fun.
I vibe with that.
And the final assumption: supernatural creatures and beasts are rare, frightening, and dangerous. But they do exist. Supernatural creatures are a thing.
So it's unlikely I'm going to be able to smooch Mothman in this particular game.
There is a bat race, so
Mm.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm not going to say that anything's out of bounds, really. Maybe Mothman will show up and you will be able to smooch him. You'll make a vow. I vow to smooch that man like moth.
It's
Arcane.
a lot of water.
Honest to
Yeah.
Christ, I would that we're living dreams here.
Are we about to fight for Mothman's affections?
Yeah,
bold
that's
of
our
you to,
pal.
bold of y'all to assume that Mothman is not polyamorous.
Oh, you're right.
I would
Mothman's a
think if I was
visionary.
Mothman.
Well, you
Mothman
know,
is real,
Mothman
and
has a
he's all our
vow.
boyfriend.
1,000,000%.
What you don't know is Mothman has a vow to have a three-way with the two characters that have vows to his affection. So everybody wins.
I do
Yo.
have a Mothman key holder that I just got,
Oh, that's
and
cute.
his
Sick.
wings open up, and he has my keys.
That's cute.
I love it.
So just saying.
Bishop is gonna call us on our
Superior.
bluff. And the first session, Mothman's gonna swoop down. And they're like, "Our liege, Mothman!"
He's driving a Gundam.
his like moth. The reason why he's Mothman is because his Gundam is
He's a
in the
moth.
shape of a moth. Yes.
The
I mean-
out of like speakers in the Gundam is just blasting the Australian national anthem.
The entire thing is we all are from the Ironsworn area, but we're all interacting with these real world pop culture references, like we're cavemen with printers. Be like, "What is this crazy beast?" Like,
I mean, you
What?
could be a devotee to Mothman. I'm
Right.
just saying that I am holding the card right here.
did you get the cards, or did you print those out?
I 1,000,000% printed, and I had to glue the pages together because my printer
No.
only prints one side.
Oh my gosh.
Ironsworn.
It's super cute.
No.
So Kay gets a gold star
Encumbered.
for best player of the session.
Kay wants to smooch.
It's gotta be a moth.
Mothman.
Please. Y'all, homie, if you would do that for me,
Set me up
we're
with
real
Mothman.
good friends now.
I may not give that to you, but I
Gotta
may
earn
play
it.
around with it.
If it's a little subtle, like fade to black moment, that too.
You have
No,
to
we're gonna-
earn
we're gonna dance
Mothman's
around-
affection.
We're gonna dance with this one there, Kay. I'm not gonna
We're gonna
dance.
dance.
We're gonna dance with it a little bit.
Oh hell yeah!
Dance with Mothman and the pale lamplight.
Pale moonlight.
Yes, absolutely.
So those are the assumptions from the rules. Those are the general assumptions about the world. Good to know. So in Ironsworn, the thing that drives play pretty much are these things called vows, right? In the Ironlands, vows are sacred. When you declare a solemn promise to serve or aid someone or to complete a personal quest, your honor is bound to that vow. Abandoning or recanting an oath is the worst sort of failure. You swear your vow on a piece of iron, like a coin or a weapon or your armor, and it's an old tradition. And some say that the iron, a piece of the primal world, serves as a conduit to the old gods. And for what it's worth, when we get to making your character and grabbing assets, I went through the trouble one night for like 5 hours. In Roll20, you have all of those all of them, the assets
I saw
are
that,
made
you
up.
fucking saint.
Oh.
If you look in the journal,
Oh.
Literally
Y'all.
everything.
What?
rules references and all that shit.
I'm
There's
gonna need
nothing
your
else I can
address
do.
so I can send you a gold little star.
Yay!
Editing Bishop, can you just put a little gold star right over Bishop's little screen?
Please.
I'm just trying to
You
make
can,
stuff easy for everybody. Mostly, it's there for me so that I don't have to go rifling through a PDF like I'm doing right now.
Smart.
Or you can
So I
just
think what we
Critical
want
like
to
have it
do
in the
is we're
heart
just
of
going to
the
go
cards.
through our world workbook. Do we want to go over like the regions of the Ironlands, or do we want to just establish rules and then make characters and then worry about where things are?
Do you want to do it like this, where it's like every time we hear about a new place, it's like, what is that cool new place that we've never heard of before?
Great. Fantastic. Yes. So we're going to skip right to.
Australia. What's that?
New Zealand.
It's pronounced New Zealand.
New Zealand is. I don't know. I've never heard of this place.
Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah.
I heard they filmed Lord of the Rings there.
Kiwi.
Lord of the what?
This Yeah, it's this.
What's a ring?
Play. The play that I saw was put on by this traveling troupe of actors. It was long as fuck though.
Damn, New Zealand sounds like a banging place.
You kept thinking it was gonna end, and then it just kept going.
12 hours,
Oh
huh?
no, we're watching the extended edition.
Dude, whoever the actor, I think it was the swing who was on for Pippin, he did not know they were doing the extended edition tonight. Like, he quit like 7 endings ago.
He
I
was
can't
not
believe
ready
they
to sing
just
that song.
straight up dropped an actor in a volcano. Like, he's not coming back.
They got understudies.
Yeah, the turnover for the Gollum role is insane. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into. I'm gonna go over to Roll20 and pull up our worksheets. Your world truths. And I'm gonna pull up the PDF as well because I want to look at that bastard. The old world. So we're gonna pick some options here. Where if you're looking at the PDF or if you're looking at the in Roll20 under handouts, there's a folder called worksheets, and then there's a subfolder called Your World Truths. I'm in the old world and iron.
Old and iron.
Thingamabobber there. So we have a couple options to choose from. As far as the old world is concerned, what do we want to be the reason we left? The savage clans called the Skulda invaded the kingdoms of the old world. Our armies fell. Most were killed or taken into slavery. Those who escaped set sail aboard anything that would float. After an arduous months-long voyage, the survivors made landfall upon the Ironlands. Or, this one is maybe a little too spicy right now. The sickness moved like a horrible wave across the old world, killing all in its path. Thousands fled aboard ships, however the plague could not be outrun. On many ships, the disease was contained through ruthless measures, tossing overboard any who exhibited the slightest symptom. Other ships were forever lost. In the end, those who survived found the Ironlands and made it their new home. Some say we will be forever cursed by those we left behind.
We'd be able to get real method with it, though.
We
Have you-
would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Jared Leto. Method acting is cool.
We're all coming in with masks on.
Don't
Yeah,
come-
we all meet up at a tavern and we're like, "Oh, it's okay. They're a part of my pod." Like,
He's got the magic, the antibodies.
We're probably cool. Or third option, the old world could no longer sustain us. We were too large in number. We had felled the forests, our crops withered in the barren ground, cities and villages overflowed with desperate, hungry people. Petty kings battled for scraps.
Emmett, don't forget to wait for your fucking mic, you degenerate.
You hungry there, buddy? Is it snack time for the little boy?
You all were so polite. I was like...
There is a mute option.
This is now an ASMR Emmett snack podcast. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
a put on eyeliner today.
So, what's the reason that your grandparents and great grandparents left the old world?
So I know the last one is also kind of a little too real, but I feel like it's a little too real in like a good way. I like the last one a lot, but the first one's also cool, so I'm willing to be overruled.
We either got invaded, 2020 happened, or
2024 happened.
or we just ran out of what's the word I'm looking for here?
Resources?
Resources. That's a word.
Could we mash them up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
We ran out of resources because of the plague, baby.
we ran out of the resources, and because we ran out of resources because of the plague, invaders came, and it's Mad Max in that sumbitch.
Hey, Australia!
Australia!
It's I like the idea of a combination of being driven out and running out of resources. I think that's a fun combo. I really want to avoid the plague one.
Yeah, yeah.
So is it like? So are we saying the Skolda invaded and wherever your families were living, fought them off to the point where there's just nothing more to fuel the fight?
Like the
You said,
Skolda
well,
used
fuck
up
this,
the
we're out of here
resources.
Or is it the resources like made the skull, like motivated them to start raiding, and that way we can say you're not raiding because you're an asshole, you're raiding because there's no resources left. I feel like that'll help us navigate that.
Fun. Like they ran out of resources, so then they came and invaded us, and
Not
then
personal,
Yeah.
just
we
no
all
resources.
started running. That's fun.
I mean,
fun.
If we're all cool with that, if we're all fine.
oh
with
yeah.
That
I'm
was a
okay with
great
that.
idea.
I don't know wherever.
You've
I don't know
redeemed your
where we're gonna
snack
see the
moment.
Skolda, so I'm not worried about like how to portray them. I don't think we're ever gonna see the Skolda.
You say this now.
I say this now, fully aware that
Final
my
arc. They pop
petard,
in on a Gundam.
fully aware that my own petard will be hoisted. I think that's cool though. Yeah, so the Skolda consumed their own resources and invaded the lands of our forefathers. We were unable to
Sustain.
what's that?
Sustain.
Sustain an extended conflict. So we left our military bases, and then the Taliban took them over. Abandoned. Oh wow, that's not how you spell that. Our ancestral homes for the Ironlands. Okay, that's cool. That's fun.
Where is this getting typed out?
I am type. If you go into the handouts,
Roll
under
20.
reference-
Okay.
Oh, you're typing this in there. Okay.
Yeah, in the notes section. Let me save the
Oh.
That should
Where's
populate
the note section?
down underneath the picture. Right, so if you pop open that old world and iron handout,
I see it.
You know. Whatever.
Yeah, I got it. I was looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I don't see it happening, and then I just scrolled down.
yeah, I think I had to save it first for it to show up. Yeah, in that, so in the journal, in your handouts, worksheet, reference worksheets, your world truths, and then at the very bottom is old world and iron. And then you pop that handout out, and you'll see I put some notes at the bottom. So now, how do we feel about Iron? That good old FE. We have 3 choices here, which if we don't like any 3 of them, we can make up our own, because that's how RPGs work. The imposing hills and mountains of the Ironlands are rich in iron ore. Most prized of all is the star-forged black iron. So that's cool. The weather is bleak. Rain and wind sweep in from the ocean. The winters are long and bitter. One of the first settlers complained, "Only those made of iron dare live in this foul place," and thus our land was named. That's option 2. And the one that I fucking like a lot, so I might be biased here. Inscrutable metal pillars are found throughout the land. They are iron gray and smooth as river stone. No one knows their purpose. Some say they are as old as the world. Some, such as the Iron Priests, that's capital I Iron, capital P Priests, worship them and swear vows upon them. Most make the warding sign and hurry along their way when they happen across one. The pillars do not tarnish, and even the sharpest blade cannot mark them. I think that's fucking cool as shit.
I think that's pretty cool.
I'm into it.
Iron monoliths all over the landscape. That's fucking cool.
That is 2022
As
well, not 2022.
So that was totally a thing.
That was a thing. It happened.
Oh wait, it was.
Yeah.
Killer in the desert.
I'm into
Yeah,
that.
100%.
Fuck.
I'm really glad we're not doing the first one because I think that because like swords are supposed to be rare, and so I think the islands not being rich in iron ore is a good idea.
Sure. I still might sneak that Starforged black iron in there though, because that's cool. Meteorites are fucking cool. Are we? Does anybody else have anything? Like, does anybody else want to pick the second one or the first one? I like the third one.
All good. Let's. Yeah.
I'm down for the
Second,
second
I
third
go
one.
so
Oh, yeah.
far as to say, because I have ideas of like how I want to portray the Ironlands. I think some of these iron pillars are like look like swords and shit, and like spearheads, like giant swords and giant spearheads and stuff, like embedded in the landscape.
Dude, it's unlimited blade.
I think that's cool.
I'm hype. That's the highest outcome I could pay. That's my favorite fucking anime. Like,
It's a good one.
Wait, which one?
it's like Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Like with the fucking all the fucking things in the fucking in like the earth with the giant swords.
I've never seen it.
It's convoluted and it's a mess, but it's an amazing mess.
I know enough about it to know that like, Grand Order and Stay Night and all them. I know that they're kind of a clusterfuck. So we'll do the giant iron slabs. Litter the landscape of the Ironlands. Some are shaped as swords or spear tips. Some are monolithic slabs or menhirs, which is a type of like marker. Do we want to keep the Iron Priests too? Is that like a thing? They go around and like
Sure.
on pilgrimages to like different iron slabs.
I like that.
Iron priests make pilgrimages to the what do we want to name for these things?
Oh, like the pillars, like the monoliths?
Yeah, what do we want to call these things?
Ooh.
I don't know, Kate. You got your dramatic thinking like pose on with this. Like,
Well,
what's up?
Okay, the only reason, because I'm trying to like stifle my laughter, because all I can think about for some reason is like the villagers in Minecraft, and like that's what the Iron Priests are. It's just a bunch of these Squidward fuckers going around going, ah. And like no, but it would be super funny if like we couldn't really interact with them. They're kind of like they're humanoids, but like not animals. But like they only like talk like ha, and we can't like understand that. But like we see their migration patterns, and like it's interesting to like watch them like pray to these pillars.
People we're talking about. They don't have migration patterns.
Maybe they. I mean, yeah. People.
These
have
priests.
migration.
It's called a pilgrimage.
That was a lot.
Is a pilgrimage not a migration pattern?
Have some tact.
You got you there.
Have some respect for these holy people.
I will say that was a lot better than my joke, which was just going to be like, giant swords, another Gundam joke.
Is that the giant swords? The Gundams? The Gundam. Damn gums.
It's Gundanium alloy.
Gundam-tanium.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, well,
Too much.
how many of there are there? Like, do we think that they're more frequent? Like, is there like a good like 3, or is there like a dozen? You know what I mean? How anime is it?
I mean, this says the option we're choosing says found throughout the land. So I think there's like a lot of them. I don't think it's like a cemetery.
Okay.
I don't think they're all like cemeteries. I think like in general there's probably like miles between each of them at least. I think maybe if there's like the image I have in my head is like one of the giant sword shaped ones on the top of a mountain, right? Like thrust
So, like,
into the mountain.
like
And then you
waypoint
go up to
type.
that one, and as you're standing there, you can look out across the valley, and on the far side of the valley, just like in Rohan style, you can see another one plunged into the mountainside.
I'm imagining Breath of the Wild.
So
Yes,
waypoint
like
type
that. Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
So, how many of the areas are there? How many of the? Because should we just say there's one per area? Like,
No, because these are huge.
No. Oh, okay.
If you're looking at the map, like at one point I had a tab open where the creator kept getting bugged about like what size the Ironsworn map is. Ironlands goes from Vancouver down to Tucson, Arizona. Is how big it is. So like if you're looking at that map, from the Shattered Wastes down to the bottom of the Ragged Coast is like, what's that, like 3,000 miles or something? It's big. It's big. It's like the whole coast of the whole West Coast, all the way down to Tucson.
So there's a fuckload of these swords just buried in the ground. Like,
They're all over the place. And I think, like, maybe like it says that the sharpest blades can't mark them, but I definitely think like around these pillars, there's like deposits of ore in the ground that like what if the ore grows? What if like around these monuments there's like the chips of the ore have like embedded in the earth and it started to like grow?
That's
so in theory, you could harvest them and farm it.
So like they're like iron farms, right? Like Is that sound silly or is that like
No.
No, that
I
sounds
think
cool
that
as hell.
sounds neat as fuck.
That's cool.
So can I grow copper?
That
Can I
is
have
sexy.
can I plant a copper vein, or like is it just
This is
this?
a copper sword?
I'm going crazy. I'm trying to, because you said what do we want to name these things, and there is something just on like the outside of my brain of like something along the lines of like an iron stake, but it's called something, and I cannot remember for the life of me. It's driving me crazy.
A lightning rod.
Perfect. We got it.
No.
Like, what's the function of it?
Do we know? Is that like? Do we know what it does, or is it like old magic that we could never know?
Are you
guns and
asking about the
fingers.
word that I'm looking for?
Yeah. Is it like ancient? I'm wondering, do we know what the purpose of these things are, or do we just think
I
that's
don't
to
think
grow
we do.
iron?
I don't think we
Okay.
know what these are actually. Like, they look like swords and spear tips and stuff, and they're huge. I think they're like. It's not like a waist height. It's not like tombstone size. I think these are like big, like
Structures.
2-story building sized, like 30-foot tall, like pillars.
Oh, okay.
I think they're huge. But I don't think like the purpose of these things is known to us anymore. Or it probably wasn't ever known to us because we're immigrants.
We could. So I like with the idea that you were talking about earlier with like the metal grows. When you find like metal within rock and mine, you call it a vein. So the big things could be called veins. Because then it's
Heart.
also
Iron hearts.
The iron veins, or is
Like,
that just a
the
thing?
ore, the stuff that grows is a vein of ore, right? But the giant pillars are like Like what's a central piece that like a vein comes is
Aorta. No. Artery.
Artery.
Well, I
Iron
think
artery.
this might more be a question for like when we get into the game, like something we discover.
maybe
you know?
maybe when we like
We'd be the people that name them.
maybe each place has their own name for them.
I like
Maybe the
that.
region- It's like The Walking Dead with the zombies. Like some people call them walkers, some people call them whatever else they want to call them. Everywhere has their own name for the pillars.
We just
Okay,
call them
cool.
the big fucking swords.
We just call
Giant
them Gundam.
figgies over there.
Yeah.
We call them Gundam.
Come across one village that's just like, well, if it ain't the outsiders messing with our long metal clits, what are you doing here? And it's like, okay, well, everyone's got their own name for them.
Hey, we're all taking a trip up to the Volva. You want to go check it out?
Oh, the pilgrimage to the Volva, the yearly trip. Got it.
What does your culture call these ancient things? We call them George.
Or more colloquially, we call it the G spot.
We call it the. Okay.
What's next?
Notes is next. I'm taking some notes.
Hmm.
Save change. I'm not like the G spot notes. So we did the old world. We did iron. Next up is legacies.
Legacies.
Yeah. Buddy. So we are the first humans to walk these lands, or other humans sailed here from the old world untold years ago, but all that is left of them is a savage feral people we call the Broken. Is their fate to become our own? Or, third option, before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands.
Okay, that would be super sexy if their ruins are by these giant iron aubergines or whatever we're gonna call them.
Aubergines.
I think that personally, I think that would be cool.
I like that too.
That's a sexy landscape for me.
So, question. These ruins, if I were to approach one of these ruins, would it be made for me? Or would it be made for somebody bigger than me? Or smaller than me? Or us?
I really like bigger because big ass swords.
Okay.
How much bigger, though, is my question. Like,
Bigger. Jeff Gerstmann voice. Bigger.
Bigger. Bigger. Bigger. Jeff? Bigger. Jeff?
We'll have to figure it out.
is there like a chair that's even bigger than the swords, and it's the big chair? Like
The big chair.
it's a big chair.
A bigger boot.
Are these ruins to scale with the pillars? The things that look like swords and spear tips? Are they like fuck huge?
I mean, go big or go home.
Or are these ruins simply like if they were at one point buildings made for like people that were used these giant pillars, right, as weapons? They've just all that's left now is like the foundations of whatever the buildings were, and those are like enough for us to live in.
Go big or go home.
Like, is that how big we're talking? We're talking like 4-story tall people living in these buildings.
Are the swords even bigger than them?
Were they using oversized swords and spears?
Are we talking about like a Buster Sword situation?
Like anime?
here?
Are we going anime?
Was
Swords
that
are bigger than they are.
made entirely of
Well,
guts
so
from Berserk?
giants are part of this world, right? Giants are part of this land, and so in that case, I feel like that's just kind of the exigent answer for who would live there. It might be more mysterious if even the giants,
Sure, but
like
those
Maybe
giants
that-
are. So the giants that you're talking of are our firstborn.
Yeah.
This would be a race.
So the
people.
precursor to the giants.
Precursors to those
To the
people.
giants.
One
Okay.
thing I
I mean, that would be
like is the idea that can't remember what book I read this in once, but there was like an ancient people and the ruins of their things were not only very large but not properly to scale, like not proportionate for how we build things for humans. Like certain thing, like the way we understand like stairs are a certain height, like it was off, it was wrong. Like the idea that they were not necessarily humanoid, and so their architecture did not reflect that.
So
Oh, yeah, they're
that
just,
was a
like, a
question I was
little-
gonna ask, and I didn't want to ask it now. I was gonna ask it when we got to ruins. Are these even like people? Are these like the way we think of people? Like,
I don't know if we know.
It's a
know.
little bit to the left of a human.
or are these for all intents and purposes just alien in design? Are they just not? The place, these ruins were not made for people shaped like us.
Interesting.
I like that, but
Are they weird?
I think that's
Okay.
okay.
I
Okay.
was going to ask a question, and then I realized that's a better thing for me to tell you later when you find a place.
Ooh,
Bishop
okay.
is making George of the Jungle noises. That's how you know
Good,
he's
good.
excited.
That's the sign of a good, like a lightning strike idea, though. Like,
So, before the
Undersized.
Ironlanders, before the Firstborn, which are giants, elves, and Varu, which are the wolf people, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the land. These ruins are often found near the iron pillars. The ruins were built for people larger than us, and the ruins were built for people not shaped like us. Just weird enough to be like, what does that mean?
but I kind of like it how it's like, if you're a person in this society, you could be like, yeah, the Giants made it. It gives them an out so that we can
Yeah,
be like,
right.
no, it didn't. Look for the truth.
You don't have to think about like how old the world really is. You could just blame it on the giants that just live right like the giants are real. We've seen them. They're allowed. They made it. I don't want to think about these people that lived here before they were here. You're muted.
I'm not. I was
Oh.
mouthing it.
The Gundams.
Thank you. That's what I thought. It's the Gundam.
Little pea heads, little big old bodies.
Sometimes the world just builds itself.
Life gives you lemons.
It's something out of like a Monster Factory episode.
Yes.
Let's talk about communities.
Hell yeah.
We got 3 options here as well. We are few in number in this accursed land. Most rarely have contact with anyone outside our own small steading or village, and strangers are viewed with deep suspicion. Or we live in communities called circles. These are settlements ranging in size from a steading with a few families to a village of several hundred. Some circles belong to a nomadic folk. Some powerful circles might include a cluster of settlements. We trade and sometimes feud with other circles. Or we have forged the Ironlands into a home. Villages within the Havens, which is a region in the Ironlands, are connected by well-trod roads. Trade caravans travel between settlements in the Havens and those in outlying regions. Even so, most of this land is untamed. So, from least to most colonized, least colonized to most colonized, like, where are we on the scale? Like, are we like we just showed up and we're like not doing well, or we are living in small like pockets of civilization, or we have like made roads?
I'm personally vibing with the pocket idea.
You
I like
you
the idea of like,
circles?
yeah, maybe not like built roads, but like there's definitely like that dirt path over there.
Like trails and stuff.
That's the
Mm.
dirt path.
I kind of have this view of like, oh god, I'm really gonna out myself here, but like I really have that like Attack on Titan view of like it's really populated in this central area, but we don't go any further because that's where the dangerous shit is. So like we have like our one little like a couple little places where like the coast, all the people, but everyone who's anyone is like, don't go past that. That's where the death is. What are you, an idiot? Like,
so yeah, for sure. There's definitely
that.
like there's a region on this map called the Havens, and that's like the most livable area for us, for humans.
Sounds like a haven.
And then obviously as you go north, it gets worse and worse because it gets colder and mountainous. The deep wilds is like where lots of really bad shit lives. We don't like to go there. The flooded lands is all like swamps and marshes and shit. And then the ragged coast and the barrier islands are like just Skellige and the Ironborn, like that kind of like fucked up. It's like living in an English person's mouth.
Fatality.
That's getting edited out.
No, it's not. Don't you dare.
We stand by it. We stand by it. Mandatory fun. Stand by what you say.
If our DM's racist, then so are we. We stand by you.
Stand by it.
It's not
Racist towards British people in it.
It's not racist if they're white.
Oh my
Our
God.
entire following isn't fans. It's just British people negging the shit out of
Australians.
us. Wanting
It's
us to...
Australians.
And it's just a war between the Australians and the British.
Going off of what Emmett said, I like the Attack on Titan idea, but like sort of like there are the circles and all those things, but then there's one big settlement that maybe is a little bit more recent that people are like, okay, we've lived in like our own little areas long enough, trying to create like civilization, and maybe it's
We're
still
congregating, baby.
Are we into it? How do we feel about that? Are we like maybe?
My like only goal is to gentrify the Ironlands. So like that's my vow. I vow there will be a coffee shop on every corner.
Yeah, we just
every
opened up the
circle.
first Starbucks outside the Havens.
That's so great.
Really
All these
excited about it.
mega coastal cities, but who speaks for the people of the plains?
Oh man, it's giving me real Shrek 2.
Yes, good. Delightful.
So I think that jives with like everything we've established so far, as far as like the old world and what like living in the Ironlands is like, and the general assumptions that we are accepting from the beginning of the book. Like, yeah, there's no kingdoms, but yeah, there's definitely like a cluster of these circles in the Havens, most like. They've slowly like grown together in the last 2 generations. They've sort of merged into like a pocket of like a bigger circle.
Maybe they're like the ones that like dare to like live on the fucking on one of those fucking swords or one of those spears.
Yeah, like so
It's the party pizza pocket.
I didn't want to. I was gonna save it for like when you guys get to this place. But yeah, I definitely imagine like, yeah, one of these giant pillars with ruins around it, with veins of ore growing in the hillside. Like, it's a bustling place. That's just what they do. All they do, they just dig for ore, and there's probably a bunch of forges where they start forging stuff, and that's probably where, for their particular region, a lot of like tools and stuff gets disseminated from this one location. So they're like, it's like correct me if I'm misremembering, but like the town in Princess Mononoke,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, since this isn't going to be like
Fucking
anime,
weeds
that
going
we're just
on.
playing Vinland Saga. Like, that's definitely like where I'm going to pull from for that. Is like, yeah, the whole town is just made around pulling iron ore from the ground and turning it into stuff, and that's why they're important. That's why people don't really like to attack. They won't attack them, is because if this place is gone, all the spears and all the shields and all the armor and all that stuff, it's not getting made anymore. So maybe
Like
that's
neutral territory area.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
But like anywhere, like outside of there, as soon as you leave like the immediate area that's like around this place, like maybe like at the bottom of the hill, there's a couple little like farmsteadings or like smaller circles around the base of this hillside. But like once you get outside that circle, that perimeter, it's back to being like all bets are off. I don't imagine there's like a king or a duke or like something like that, but there's probably like economic leaders in charge. Like whoever's like running the mines probably has a lot of sway around what's happening in town. But I don't see there. I don't
Oh,
want.
is it gonna be like Lady Eboshi? Is she gonna be like a mommy? Can she be 8 feet tall?
You said what I was too scared to.
Thank you.
I'm glad that one of us is brave.
So glad I get to play with you fucking nerds. It's so fun.
Lady Demetrescu.
Yes!
Yeah.
Eboshi.
Big lady, big lady, big lady.
Okay, but is this like a singular person, or are we like co-parenting the region?
I don't want to get into it right now.
It's the
Okay,
big lady
That's
and
fair.
Mothman. That's who
How
it is.
big a lady
Yeah,
are we
we got-
talking here?
We got Mothman and Lady Demetrescu. I think we're just
That's hot.
Is it,
Very
is
strong
it kind of like
broad strokes.
is it kind of like the vibe of like those old like mining towns where it was like run by the company and you would get paid in like money you could only spend at the company store, like some of that nightmare shit?
I think yes, but it's not like company money. It's like iron chips, right?
Oh,
Pulled
they're
from the
making
mine. Like,
money.
when you work, you get to keep a certain amount of the ore that you pulled from the mine.
Shavings.
Yeah, like that's your compensation is whatever you get a certain amount of the ore that you pull from the mine, and then the rest goes to the company where they make tools and blah 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 blah. And I don't know if it's gonna be unionized. Do they vote on the distribution of the goods?
Do we have democracy?
Right now, I don't
No,
care.
that's our quest is we're creating a union.
Are you gonna, yeah?
Union organizers.
Are you gonna unionize against Beth Bezos?
Beth Jesus. The Jarl of the Ironland.
Beffrey Jazz.
Now that's someone I fully believe would sink all their money into building a Gundam.
I know the Gundam is the devil's machine, but wow, cool robot.
I mean,
Trust me, I've seen a lot of Gundam. I get it, but fuck, it'd be cool. And it would be a rich asshole that would build a Gundam. You should watch Gundam. It's good.
Oh, it's great. It's the rich asshole though.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
I don't want.
We'll never know her.
No.
I don't want Beth Bezos in charge of a giant robot. I don't want Milan Yusk either. I don't know.
Milan Yusk.
Yeah. I'm regretting it already.
Coincidentally, the next thing we're going to talk about is leaders. So we've got 3 options here as well. 1, leadership is as varied as the people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family, or they have a council of elders, or priests hold sway, or it is duels in the circle that decide who's in charge. Or the next option is each of our communities has its own leader called an overseer. Every 7th spring, the people affirm their current overseer or choose a new one. Some overseers wear the iron circlet reluctantly, while others thirst for power and gain it through schemes or threats. Ooh, Game of Thrones. Or numerous clan chiefs rule over petty domains. Most are intent on becoming the one true king. Their squabbles will be our undoing.
Okay, 2 would be cool if they, instead of like having an elected official, like duked it out in the pit, like in the first one. I do like the first one though.
I like the first one. I think it would be fun if the second and third were a part of that variety.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll just mishmash whatever we want, pretty much, right?
I'm really into the fight pit.
Yeah.
I love that. Please. Who needs
I
an
love
elective
duels. I can't
officials?
lie, that's my favorite shit.
1v1s are so far underrated.
1v1, loser.
It's also like it's always so cool when it's like a just leader has been leading for so long and then they get beaten by a complete asshole and it's just like, oh, but those are the
I
rules.
love Black Panther.
Okay, do you want to play conjoined duelist twins with me and we just slew the leader?
Yes.
We have 4 arms, we're like Ashura.
Yes.
Fucking sick, yeah. How terrible would it be to listen to if we're saying every other word of each sentence? Just like, we are the guys who are going to fight. Like, it'd be,
Practice run right now. Go.
I want to get on with this. I don't want to keep this bit going for too long.
Defense. Here in the Ironlands, supplies are too precious, and the lands are too sparsely populated to support organized fighting forces. When a community is threatened, the people stand together to protect their own. Or, the wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in times of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. Others, called free wardens, are wandering mercenaries who hire on to serve a community or protect caravans. Or, our war bands are rallied to strike at our enemies or defend our holdings. Though not nearly as impressive as the armies that once marched across the old world, these forces are as well trained and equipped as their communities can manage. The banners of the war bands are adorned with depictions of their old world history and Ironland victories.
So are we all coming from the same circle? Like, does our answer determine like the universality of the world or just like our community?
These are general statements about the world, right? Like in the first option here in the Ironlands, supplies are too precious and the lands are too sparsely populated, blah, blah. That's the whole Ironlands. There's nobody that has a standing army or anything because it's just nothing to go, you can't support it. In the second one, it says the wardens patrol surrounding lands and organize defenses in different towns. They have strong ties to their communities, and some wander between communities. Like, I think these are general statements about the martial status of the world we're in.
Would it be too much for it to be like the marshals now only exist because this town now exists, kind of a thing? Like, this is like also like with this town being formed, also like now there's an organized militia, and that's never happened before. Like, we got to feel that out.
Sure. So like a mix of 1 and 2, where it's like,
yeah, like they're newer.
In general, no, we can't support like fighting forces, but this one town actually has like wardens that will travel place to place, like Ronin basically going from place to place. Like,
I wonder how interesting it would be too, because we stated earlier how there was part of what drove us from the land was like supply shortage as well. So are people just also hoarding resources and they're not putting it into other things?
Yeah, you've gone from the old world, which is we ran out of resources, we got invaded, and we left for a new world, only to find that there are also no resources here, but we're not being invaded.
Yeah, we're running on scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
But you have one place that, like, because they have an abundance of this iron, and like the ruins around the place have like been turned into like a fortress.
Mm-hmm.
They're protected, and now they are in a position of power where because they have enough iron going out, they can get goods coming in to like actually start to build a martial force, right, and protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they like everywhere else is fight or flight mode. This one place that we're talking about is like, oh, hey, remember how like our grandparents and great grandparents like got their asses kicked? Maybe we should like be ready in case that happens again.
I also like negotiating the fact that it's like, oh, we're taking you in, we're bringing you in. On whose authority? You're their militia, not our militia. I think that like there's fun rub there, at least the opportunity for it.
Yeah, like
I imagine, not to spoil things, but if or when you ever get to this place, because we got to decide on where we want to start. I imagine the person that's in charge of this place, or the people that are in charge of this one town that we're talking about a lot, probably are a little bit hawkish.
More hockey, yeah, probably.
I think they're probably like, hey, we're living the comfort. We're comfortable now. We have a place that's relatively safe. We don't really have to worry about like commodities or scarcity so much anymore. Like, maybe it's time we went back to the old world. Maybe they're gearing up to like push back.
Interesting.
And maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't poke the bear. Don't wake the sleeping giant.
yeah, there might be people in town that are like, that's fucking stupid. We're safe here. They don't know we're here. Like, if we go picking a fight, they're going to come back here, and then we're really done. Like, maybe that's a thing that we want to
Took
talk
2
about.
generations to get to here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I like the idea of like old ways versus new ways. Like
I
the
love
old
that.
generation is like, don't fuck with this shit, whereas like the new upstarts
Young
are like,
bucks.
no, we could take it. It's like, don't do it.
The old world.
Pax and Emmett, do you two have the same tapestry in the background?
It's pretty similar.
It's very
It's
similar.
not identical, but we both have like mandalas.
There's just a brief moment where I was like, there's 2 of them. Oh god, they're multiplying.
Yeah.
He was my favorite anti-apartheid activist.
Mandala.
It's also my favorite cosmic effect. Mandala.
So stupid. Yeah.
Now we move on to mysticism. Mysticism.
Let's get witchy.
Get witchy. So we have 3 options here. Some still find comfort in the old ways. They call on mystics to divine the fortune of their newborn or ask them to perform rituals to invoke a bountiful harvest. Others act out of fear against those who they suspect of having power. However, most folk believe true magic, if it ever existed, is lost to us now. Or, magic is rare and dangerous, but those few who wield the power are truly gifted. Or, magic courses through this land as the rivers flow through the hills. The power is there for those who choose to harness it, and even the common folk often know a helpful ritual or two.
I see whatever is happening, like you're really getting it, but I'm also going to just bring back the like Squidward Minecraft villager people. Just to be like, I mean, they could perform the rituals in like number 1, but like people might think they're a bunch of big fat phonies or something. Or something like that. But I mean, I'm down to clown with most and like any of these ideas.
I like it. Oh, sorry.
I want to put an idea out there.
Hit it.
As authors of the story, us looking at the map top down from space, we can see where these pillars are, right? But as characters, we have there's no way for us to make
No bird's eye view.
discern anything about them, like as far as location wise. What if these are like on ley lines? What if like they're on like the magic courses through the land like rivers through the hills? What if these are like in the rivers of magic? What if like these are conduits, right?
I like that a lot. I also like the idea that like the ability to tap into them has been lost.
Yes.
Sure.
So
I also like that we could call them conduits as well.
Conduits?
That's a good word.
That
I
is
love
a
Mass
good-
Effect.
Instead of the what iron clitoris.
Iron.
The G spots.
Is it? I don't know.
I mean, the same thing.
To all my friends who've seen the wonderful anime Magi, is it like Magi where it's like one person can get the power out of these fucking things and we just don't know it yet? Or is that too on the nose? Like,
I would personally not go for one person. I like the idea that like maybe the firstborn have some like old recollection of what it was like in the old world when like the technique to tap into it, how you tap into it, has been lost to time. And so there's still this like suspicion of those who have like a natural gift for it, and they are few and far between. The land is rich with magic, we just don't know it.
Technique.
I like a combo of that. Where it's like I like a combo of like all 3 of these, right? Where it's like we have our iron priests.
Man.
We have people who are comforted in their old ways, right? Like we were just talking about, like there's people who like are like are old enough to remember. Like I remember coming over on a boat with my dad and his father. Like it's in living memory right now. Us leaving our homeland, and coming here.
Mhm.
Like I like the idea of like a religion, which that's the next section is religion. But like whatever the religion was in the old world, when we came over, it morphed, evolved, or whatever, like to fit in with like, oh yeah, these are magical ley lines that these pillars are on. Well, maybe the people don't know that, but like there's something about these pillars that's magical. There's this religion from the old world. We have taken it and we've sort of just rearranged it a little bit. I like the idea of the Iron Priests being able to tap into the magic, and like maybe, like you're saying, there's people who are like few and far between, like that are not like taught this stuff, that can tap into the magic of the land, like druidic style. I like that.
People kissed by the land.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's so fucking good. That's great.
I also like the idea that some of these priests who claim to be able to tap into it actually can't.
Oh, yeah.
Are
there's
full
absolute
liars.
shysters that cannot. No, absolutely.
Great big phonies.
Big phonies. Well, I also really kind of like this idea that what if it is like we know the pillars are magical because like this is where the land is the most fertile. This is what's keeping us going.
We know they're magical because like we know they're magical because the iron ore grows around them in the ground. We know that it grows there. We have like measured it and seen it grow. We know that we can't mark them with our own blades, right? We can take iron out of the ground, make weapons, and when they strike these pillars, they're not marred by the things that we've made. Even though ostensibly it's the same material, like we know they're magic.
Okay.
And there's like a group of people who brought knowledge from the old world of how to use magic, but now it's just a little different because the magic that they're tapping into is a little different and it doesn't work. Like there's risk in using magic. It's dangerous because it's not the same magic that we were using in the old world. This is like untamed kind of, or it's just a little bit different. It's like iron magic. It's not like old world magic.
Iron magic.
Yeah, and like maybe the firstborn who are here have some recollection of how to use it. I like the idea that like the real practitioners of it were the people who were here before the firstborn that we don't know anything about.
Yeah. I also kind of like this idea that it's very like, if we're going this way, that like the priests are like, we are the only ones that know how. They don't really know how. We're the only ones that know how. Anyone else, fucking witch. That's a witch
they're
right
like
there.
fucking gatekeepers.
They're literally gatekeeping it.
Guess like gatekeeper girl boss. Like the fucking, what is it like? That is the girl boss. That is the girl boss. What are the fucking like eternal flame people from The Witcher? Those motherfuckers.
Those guys. Because I like that it kind of like I kind of like this idea that then like the new like people who are like, yeah, let's rally, can be like, we should use magic, we should tap into it, because then I feel like that's a thing that we can also be like, yeah, that's a thing that we should be just doing, and like so we can agree with them on that way. So that way it's not just like a 1-to-1. These are the bad capitalists. Like
complicated.
So okay. Recap, right?
Sorry,
Pillars are conduits piercing through magical ley lines. The Iron Priests can draw magic from the land. They claim they can draw it from the land, but it's really like through the pillars or through the iron around the pillars. So maybe if there's no pillars there, but there's a lot of iron in the ground, they can still do some magic. But that's if there's no iron, they can't do magic. Mm-hmm. They just can't. Like if they're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, no, you're fucked. No magic, none.
I like the kind of name of the wind take on magic stuff. If they were on the sea and they had an ingot of iron, they could do something. But like without,
which way's north? I don't know. I have an arrowhead. It points north because I did magic on the iron arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's not magic. That's magnetism, Bishop.
That's it's magic. We don't know the difference.
I don't know that.
So this whole time time we're like talking about all these magic things, and it's really just
magnetism. It is. I mean, it's magic to us.
And drinks Faygo. You're all just juggalos. I like the idea of like 2 generations after we've settled here, like there are people now being born, like Emmett said, like who are kissed by the land. Like you've lived here for 2 generations, maybe 3 generations, and like that's long enough for like whatever. People have been eating the food that grows here. People are drinking the water that flows here. You've been breathing the air. People have been like communing with the iron. Like the land has like blessed the like some people in this next generation.
I like the idea of there being some like physical sign of them being kissed by the land.
You're made of iron.
Like a birthmark.
You're Metal Mario.
It's the Iron Giant.
Gundam.
I go, you
features?
stay.
Like physical features, like, oh, you look a little more elfy than your brother looks.
Or like
Over.
Like, you
slate
look
gray,
similar to
iron
your
gray eyes, or
Something like that.
That's good.
You've gray eyes. You just got them.
or like wherever, like, you know how like on your body you can see like capillaries going through on like your wrists and stuff. You like look at the capillaries and they're like kind of irony gray, like iron blood or something. Just tiny cool
You just
shit
piss
like that.
liquid metal.
I was gonna say.
Mercury. You get poisoning and you die.
Iron. My testicles are iron.
Iron testy.
So those kissed by the land have some kind of distinguishable feature, right?
Yeah, shout out to Emmett for coming up with Kissed by the Land in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's fucking great. You said that and my brain lit up. I was like, oh, that's good.
I'm just catching all the inspiration right now. We're planning hard.
I do want to like be cautious about like that. We mentioned about like people who are gatekeepy and about magic and how like if these people who are like kissed by the land have like a distinguishable feature, I don't want to get into like fake racism stuff.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I especially as like a white guy, I don't want to get into that territory. That's not my kind of like experience in life or my story to tell. I really don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
So I just want to be cautious.
It would be cool if
let us know going forward. I'm not comfortable trying to like portray that sort of thing because I don't know if I can do it justice because I don't have that life experience.
Yeah.
Sure. Is there an aspect though of it if like you're born with this mark, then you're pressured to join up with the priests? Is there that pressure?
Sure.
Though?
Yeah, maybe that's totally a thing. Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm running away. I don't want to be a fucking priest.
It's giving me Dragon Age mages.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Is what that reminds me of. If we wanted to bring that to something,
that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
But I do. But I also like the idea that like there is a distinguishable feature, but it's so minute that only a trained eye would see, or like because then you would still have the ability to fly under the radar and be fucking off somewhere, and you wouldn't be hunted or pressured to join these priests.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that a lot.
And there's ways to, play with the themes of discrimination and to address it as like a real world issue without it having to be like race based, although it would be pretty wild if it was just like, yes, those who are tainting the land, the black guy. Like definitely probably not a path we should go down.
No.
And cut.
I'm not about that. So okay, that's cool. Some kind of distinguishable feature. They're often pressured to join the Iron Priests. Maybe it's like Iron Priests are the ones with the trained eyes. They like go around looking like
fucking Jedi. Do you have the Metachlorian count?
Did anyone see Shadow and Bone? Did anyone watch that?
Yes, I was literally thinking about that.
Yeah,
because there's just the testers.
There's the testers, and you can
Grisha
buy them
testers
if you want. Like, A lot don't, because that's a good life. But a lot of you can hide if you really want.
Yeah, there are ways.
So we have Iron Priests, right? And we have people who are like pressured in, being like, you got to join if you do magic. But then there's people that don't want to. Are they like the Ronin to the Iron Priest samurai, where they're like,
That's hot.
they're not Iron Priests.
That's
but they're
sexy.
They're like druids. They're druids. They go around to different circles and they do what they can, or they're like traveling.
And then there's this new world, old world. Like I'm a person of this land. This is my land that I was born in.
Yeah.
Or are they like big ass fucking hermits? Also, like, do not, because like they have that connection with the land that they do not need the companionship of other like people, but maybe they're like they find their kinship with like things of the earth.
Well, and it's just, I really like the idea of a physical sign, because you have to have iron with you to be able to do magic. They have a physical sign because they have iron in them.
Iron in their
blood.
bones.
They're the iron-blooded orphan. We got all the way back, guys. We got all the way back.
We did it. We did it. And that's it. That's the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Those kissed by the lands are called Gundams.
We're called New Zealanders. Like,
I am taking so much psychic damage from this shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, they're kissed by the land, but are they kissed by Mothman?
That's a whole other power system. That's all.
Kissed by the Mothman. God.
I want to disclose I have a sticker on my laptop that says Mothman is real. We made out and he is a gentle and caring lover. I want to make sure that maybe at some point I'll be sending that to all of you.
Thank you. I want it. I need it.
Does anybody else have any thoughts about mysticism?
Other than that
No, I
it's
think
sexy.
I think Mothman is a good button.
General statements? Okay.
Mothman is just made of iron. He is like supreme.
It's not Mothman, it's the Mothman statue from that one town with the great.
Yes! Point Pleasant. Yes.
Iron Mothman.
Iron Moth. Iron Man.
Mini Gundam. Iron.
Tony Moth. Yes.
Mobile Suit Mothman.
Anthony Moth.
Suit Mothman.
Don't get Mothman start. Religion. This is a fun one. This is fun. A few Ironlanders still make signs or mumble prayers out of habit or tradition, but most believe the gods abandoned us long ago. Or the people honor old gods and new. In this harsh land, a prayer is a simple but powerful comfort. Or our gods are many. They make themselves known through manifestations and miracles. Some say they even secretly walk among us. The priests convey the will of the gods and hold sway over many communities.
I like
the idea of the third one where like, yo, the gods are totally around here.
I like the idea of the third one, but I also like the idea of the gods being very synonymous with magic and iron and those things. So places that are maybe more void, it's godless lands.
Yo, so yeah. Hear me out. I got an idea. So what if, because like I think we have this idea that like religion and the magic are somehow in tandem, and there is a certain amount. What if that's the thing about like when the cataclysm did happen, it was the holy men that were like, there is something there. There is something there. We can feel the irons, like, in that kind of way. We are like the ones who are dinging off right now, and we can feel something going on, and they found it for us. So there's a sense of the gods are out there. The gods are out there. But if you're really like atheist, you can be like, no. That's just the magic doing your thing. Because then there's that like the gods did provide. The gods did do this. I feel like I like, and then we don't have. I kind of like this idea that like in some way this can be their way of saying that religion's not all bad because it did get us here. Like, you know what I mean?
I really like that idea that like, fuck, we gotta go. We gotta get the hell out of here. We're gonna get on some boats and sail, and then like these priests who maybe were not they weren't Iron Priests when they left, but they have become them now. Like this order of magicians or whatever, were like, there you sail this way. There's something here.
Has the land been calling to them?
I like that. I like that. I also like the idea that and we can veto this, but of like old world religion versus what called the Iron Priests here. Like there are some people who still, and maybe those two things aren't entirely separate, but we don't know that yet. But like,
Yeah,
that's the campaign.
Yeah,
old
they
world traditions that very few people still follow versus like what brought people to the new lands.
because this is only one continent of a whole bigger like world as well. So it could just be
That will
that's
get you
like,
with other modules.
And I have this for like the past 2 minutes has given me ideas for like things in the other part of the world where it's like
Where they have
yeah.
Gundams.
Where
Oh,
their
they
Gundams
have Gundams.
oh yeah,
Their
those
Gundams are taller
Iron-
than ours.
those Iron Priest heretics, those Iron Priest heretics that abandoned us. Yeah, what about those fucking guys? Those guys are assholes.
That's
Meanwhile,
fucking
over
cool.
here,
Oh.
they're fucking heroes, bro. They saved us.
This is so sick.
I like this a lot.
Ooh. I'm vibing.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm so pumped. So the Iron Lands called to the Order of Mystics that has become the Iron Priests. Right? They led our ships to the Iron Lands. I think that's what cements them in like a position of some power. Is like, oh, these guys provide like they saved our asses. Like maybe we should listen to them a little bit. They're like Jedi but with iron instead of a force.
Metachlorine is just
I understand that's a very loaded statement. And if anybody's listening to this and like, yeah, but the Jedi suck. Like, yeah, I know they do. That's why I said it.
And if you're listening to going, yeah, but the Jedi rule, you need to rewatch those movies.
You do. You really do.
You need to listen to A More Civilized Age on Spotify, where they go in depth on why the Jedi fucking suck. Because it's good.
That was like one of the biggest like landmark moments of my like life. Like also like, you know, becoming a super lefty, but also like being like the Jedi are bad in the prequel. Like they're not good. Like that was a huge thing for me when I finally realized that.
Yeah, they're like Anakin needs therapy. Let's give him a light stick instead.
Let's send him into the war. Like,
yeah.
I finally found it. Metal chlorians. Thank you.
metal chlorians.
Took me a bit.
Yes. Pop off.
So is like in our setting, is having low midichlorians just being anemic?
Yes.
Jeez.
Are there okay. So serious consideration.
Y'all need to calm the fuck down. I am seeing your faces right now. You were looking like you were busting live on camera. All these ideas. What are you thinking? What is it? What now?
I'm thinking about like if you need iron and iron is in the blood. What if there was like super crazy priests who do like blood magic?
I was literally thinking the same thing, like Magneto pulling the iron out of the dude.
Team.
Oh,
Bloodbending is totally a thing. Absolutely.
holy shit!
I was thinking of the scene where Magneto pulls the iron out of the guards.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking thing. It's like, oh, we're out to sea. We have no iron to get home. Looks like we're gonna take the sacrificial kid we brought along just for this reason.
Yeah.
Kay and I had the same thought.
Bloodbath.
Eat mine, iron, eat mine.
You're stuck at sea. You cut your hand and drop and let it run in the river in the ocean and see which way it starts to flow, and you row in that direction.
Oh shit! It's trying to get home.
That's hot. I like that
It's
idea.
super hot.
Crazy.
Like all kinds of shit. What else have we said about religion? Like do people still do like old prayers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's fewer and far between.
People still pray to the old gods.
I feel like there is a lot of like
still practice like old practices.
yeah, like a lot of habitual type things that they just never shook.
Like
Some credibility.
other religions definitely like a reformed or like not reformed. What's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like a. Has there been like a religious schism? Like are there people that practice like the old practices, and then there's people that are like, "Yo, fuck that." No, it's
like Reformation.
Yes, has there been like the Iron Reformation?
That's a cool ass name, so I hope so.
I wonder though if we're not yet to that point, but we're going up to it. Like tensions, like we're at a place where we're finally like starting to become more civilized and have these religions like pop up, and now we're at the point of contention. With the old new?
What if when the Iron Priests left, that was the Iron Reformation, and now we're approaching something new?
Iron Reformation 2.
I should Boogaloo.
Ironer Reformationer.
So, I've had in my notes, like my ideas log for like years now, this idea of a thing called the Iron Church. It's not here yet, but it's on its way. It is not here yet. It's probably got like 50 or 100 years, but it's on its way. So
hell yeah,
that's gonna be a thing.
I'm
excited.
Or no, what if when they left, it was the Iron Exodus, and then the thing we're coming up on is the Iron Reformation?
You just put iron in front of these words.
It's like they go to the Iron Church on the Iron Road.
Then the 17 Admiral.
And after church, we go eat at the Iron McDonald's.
The Iron D. Oh wait, I was trying to do a McD's thing.
I got you.
Sorry.
I got you.
But in serious, Emily, I think at a point they did call it the Exodus.
Iron Exodus sounds so
but
cool.
When they arrived,
new band name, I call it.
And they found this new land. They've like there's like a revisionist history thing going on, right? If you like the old people, like the people who are currently grandparents who came over as kids, like yeah, with them it was the Exodus. It was this sad thing. It was traumatic. It was awful. They hated it. But the people that are being born now do not call it the Exodus. They call it something else, right? It's because it's for them. It's a joyous thing. We're in this new land that is all ours. All ours. A colonialism.
It's the crucible moment,
like it's something else. It's not the Exodus. It's not like an abandoned. It's not the abandonment of the old world. It's like the
forging of something new.
It's
This could be the start.
Is that something new? We live in the age of forging.
The age of the forge. The age. The forged age. Something with that. Some arrangement.
I was like, what is the opposite of Exodus? And I'm like coming, right? I was like the iron coming.
The iron orgasm.
The iron come.
I was like, oh, oopsie poopsies. My bad.
The iron little death.
Yes.
So
let me just Google some synonyms.
What do we call it now? What do we like? If I was born 5 years ago, and my family's been living here for 3 generations, what do I call the journey they took across the ocean?
I liked the forging.
Forging?
When Emmett said that.
The iron arrival.
The iron arrival.
The iron arrival.
Well, like what's more shit with forging? Like, is there certain stuff like? You know, there's like a crucible. You melt the fucking iron in the fucking crucible. You hammer the hammering. Is it the fucking hammer?
The pounding.
The pounding.
The pounding.
It's a Chuck Tingle novel. Pounded by my iron clitoris.
There's literally the final step is called the finishing. So
the finishing.
Nice.
The word I was trying to think of before. The word I was trying to think of before was ingot. Was the word I was trying to think of.
Ingots.
We call them ingots. The pillars are ingots.
The ingots.
I think it would be fun if someone. What if like that mining town calls them ingots because they see them as a resource, and then other places call them something else. Because I like the idea that everywhere has their own name for them.
Iron.
Being
I'm
your
still like game for Iron Aubergine.
Iron Aubergine.
We can
Not a bad idea.
Some farming town. It kind of looks like that, right? Sure.
Now we exist here in the Forged Age.
just call it something like the call or
The Call.
the call. I liked forging though, because I also like the idea that like the journey was fucking hard.
It was a crucible. It was a fucking crucible of a moment. It was a trial. It was a thing. What
Like
was it?
tempering steel.
We've already said that they were drawn to this land, right? When you draw out a blade, it's when you hammer the blade out and lengthen it. So what if it's the drawing?
The drawing?
Which sounds lame now that I say it out loud, but like
I'm also
The iron drawing.
You put either iron in front of it or the in front of it, and it's cool.
Don't we have any other hobbies?
What if we do call it the tempering?
The tempering is cool.
Tempering.
What if we do call it the tempering?
Because then the tempering also could be like taming the land as well. You're tempering the land. And
1 second,
Run some
I need to
temperists.
Google if you temper iron. Yes,
Dude,
you do.
the
Tempering is a
blacksmith
heat
community is
treatment
gonna be
applied
our
to
shit.
things such as steel and cast iron.
so
So you do temper iron.
I like the idea of the journey is called the forging. The journey across the ocean is the forging. We live in the age of tempering, where we have been forged into the people that live in the Iron Lands, and now we are being tempered by living here, right?
ooh.
The age of tempering. That's cool. That's cool as hell.
I'm not one of those religious zealots. I'm a temperist. Like
Oh, that's my favorite.
Temperance.
I'm a classic
Temperance is a big name nowadays. Everyone
Is it
names their
really?
daughter Temperance.
Oh, Oh,
Who the fuck did
it's a
the fucking painting?
What painting?
The Tempest.
The Tempest is the name of a Shakespeare play.
Isn't it also a painting?
I thought it was a painting as well.
Giorgione? Yeah,
Giorgione.
Giorgione. That's my
Jordan?
favorite. It's my favorite. Is that romanticism? I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long since I took art history.
I think Renaissance. I don't know. I
Name
looked it up, but it said Renaissance next to
It
it.
is.
My favorite William Shakespeare play. Here, low hanging fruit. I'll go for that one.
Low.
The Tempest should not be your.
Live in the age.
Emily, we've already got the blacksmith community on our shit. You want the Shakespeare community up in our DMs too?
I am the Shakespeare
We're making
community.
too many enemies.
You know what? You know what? As long as your favorite play isn't Timon of Athens, I have no problems with you. If your favorite play is Timon of Athens, we need to talk.
So how many people are on our dicks now for shit? The blacksmithing community, the English, the
And Australians.
the English, the Australians.
Gundam
The Gundam community.
The Gundam community.
So
Everyone named Temperance.
Oh,
What,
did
like-
we say the thing we said about the British though? That was pretty rough.
Yeah.
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 Oh, gotcha.
Anyone who's Norse or vaguely Norse.
Oh, they'll have their turn when we actually play and we do the bad accent.
Oh, anemics. We did make an anemic joke.
Anemics.
Oh yeah.
We've made a lot of enemies today. I'm proud of us.
It bodes well for the campaign.
I can say, welcome, friends and enemies, to whatever the name of the show is.
Welcome, friends and enemies.
That's a good opening.
That is.
So the Iron Priests, I think they all have black fingertips.
Oh, hell
From
yeah.
handling the iron all day.
Handling the iron. Okay.
Do they have like long fingernails that they use like shovels to dig things out? Their claws. So it's like long fingered nails and kind of like the black.
And then they use it to like pierce a finger to drop some blood, do
I
some
think-
iron.
Yeah,
I
because
think
then
like-
little Naruto moment here.
I think they have like a single sharp, they have like a coke nail, but like
that
that's funny. Coke, like coke, like for coal.
I'm so laughing about the Naruto thing.
Each
Like-
finger represents a different thing.
Like I like the idea though that like if they had long nails though and they needed the iron, they could like make a fist, which would be like Iron Fist. Is that not a thing for some shit? Iron Fist, and then you have the blood, and then you do your fucking like Full Metal Alchemist hand clap magic.
Here in the Church of Iron, we fist each other to show our respect for the god.
So I don't know if they would use like fingernails. I think they would have a tool. They would have like an iron knife for that. They would use like iron to like draw more iron from themselves, right?
Like a focus.
Iron on iron action.
Uncut.
It's a Gundam. Nope.
We're devolving.
I'm not making the Transformer fucker community angry. I'm not doing it.
Oh my god, more enemies from the I recently learned that was a thing, and I really shouldn't have been surprised.
Were you gonna make an Ironhide joke?
Ironhide.
No, it's just they're like iron on iron action. I was gonna say it's a Gundam porn, and then I went. Can't.
No, that's called something else, I'm sure.
It's the Transformers porn.
It's a Gundam hentai. Come on, guys. Let's be inclusive.
Be tasteful.
Be tasteful.
Okay, so any other thoughts on religion?
I think we've dug a deep enough.
I think we've gotten a pretty all-encompassing.
this is like, this is a hell of a session 0. This is dope.
Hey, guess what? We're on to Firstborn.
Fuck
The
yeah.
smeltening.
We're talking about
That's another very popular name nowadays. Is naming your son Smelt. Temperance and smelt everywhere.
Never smelt it. Yep.
He hates it. So the Firstborn, I'm not talking about like kids. I'm talking about the people that have lived here before us: elves, giants, Varu, maybe other things, other people, not things. That's racist. The Firstborn have passed into legend. Some say the remnants of the old tribes still dwell in deep forests or high mountains, but most believe they were never anything more than myth. Or the Firstborn live in isolation and are fiercely protective of their own lands. Or the Firstborn hold sway in the Iron Lands. The elves of the deep forests and the giants of the hills tolerate us and even trade with us for now. Ironlanders fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here.
I kind of like. I enjoy the idea of scarcity of some of the more like wild elements, but maybe they are all around, and we just haven't like maybe they haven't been genocided by us yet. You know what I mean? Like we're pretty.
So
early
like
in our
elves
day.
in The Witcher.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. And that's
Where-
crazy too, because like they canonically fell in from like another fucking realm, right?
Yeah, they
Yes.
they fell from a different dimension. Straight up.
Super sick.
I like the idea of the mindset that like there are those with direct connections to the things that are lost to the majority of us, but we're like hermited in the woods, like again far and few between. Like if we so happen to stumble upon one of these, holy shit. But they also like keep to themselves and keep out of hiding because they understand or are also trying to navigate the new world and the positions that they're being put in.
Weirdos just showed up like 50 years ago. These fucking weirdos showed up in their boats and started like moving in on our
And started colonizing.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck? We live here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I feel like we have dialed up so much of the like extra cool shit, like on the other things. Maybe this is where we recede this a little bit. Maybe this is like where we downplay the Firstborn a little bit, like, or we dial it up and then they all come down from the hills and then it's giants on people, like Attack on Titan.
Giants on people.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea like they just like keep to their own, and then it's if we poke the sleeping bear, then we fuck up.
So
Yeah.
you're more like the second. You like the second one where they're in isolation and they're like protective of their lands.
Mhm.
Kind of like gods on Olympus.
Mm.
I don't know that reference.
Oh,
Well,
like
No, just like the Greek
just
gods
like Greek
on
gods on Olympus. Like they're up on that mountaintop. Unless
maybe,
the
like-
mortals fuck some shit up, then they're like, and maybe we have a few Hellraisers. That's kind of fun. Like they do come down and like want to fuck some shit up just because they're like, why the fuck are you here?
Well, maybe that's like a cautionary tale a bit about them,
Yeah.
like why they're like, don't go yonder. Remember when the fucking giant came down and destroyed
Yeah.
and set us back a generation? Like,
I do also like the idea of like kind of the Ironsworn, the people who came on the boats are just like yeah, all these crazy civilizations, but like within the civilizations there are some people who are like, yeah, I'm like the elf equivalent of 21. I don't know jack shit.
that's fair.
So I think
Yeah.
I would like to put forth that the firstborn look kind of fucking weird.
Sure.
Like, I think the firstborn, like the elves, look sort of like the Pan from Pan's Labyrinth.
Like some real fey shit.
Like
Real
some
fey.
real fey shit. Like some real like oh yeah, they're people. Like they look like people, but also wow, they really do not look like people at all. Like
Uncanny Valley.
yes. Like I like the idea of if you went into the woods, you would not see an elf until they wanted you to see them. Not because it's Lord of the Rings where they're super sneaky and hiding in the trees, but they're straight up just standing in front of you and you can't tell that they're there. Until they walk forward and you're like, oh fuck, that tree just split in half and is walk. Oh no, that's an elf.
Like
Oh,
like
fuck.
how you wouldn't think tigers are very good at camouflage, but then when you see a picture of a camouflage tiger, you're like,
Where's the tiger?
there's a tiger in this image.
Yeah, so I'm looking right now for I have a Pinterest, and
I like that idea.
the image. Let's see if I can copy and give you guys a.
I like it because then that goes really hand in hand with the Kissed by the Earth.
Yeah.
When they're they weren't just kissed by the earth, they full on made out with the earth, like maybe
Like,
got
hey.
to third base type of shit.
Yeah, the firstborn are of this earth.
Mm.
They are of this land, which we may be kissed. Like there's maybe some characters that are kissed by the earth. Here, we will never be of this land. Like going back to like real colonial shit. Like yeah, I was born here. I was born in America, but I'm still a white guy. Like I'm not from here. Really, like I may have my roots here culturally and stuff, but like it's not the same. It's not the same. Like the Ironsworn are born in the Ironlands, but they're not of that earth. They are of earth from somewhere else that was transplanted here.
Hmm.
And in the same way that if you took a pot of soil and planted it in the ground outside my house that was from somewhere else, like stuff would grow in there, but that soil is still not of the same composition as the soil around it.
Yeah.
So I shared in the Discord that Pinterest, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see like some guys with like horns, and this one cool motherfucker who looks like he's got like ivy growing up around his cheeks. It's a picture by Aran Oberto, and there's another guy who looks like a leader of some kind who's got these big antlers that like come up and sweep back, and it looks like he's got like flowers like just growing out of his head and these big ears. And by Evan Nell Amundsen.
I think it would also be interesting. Are the firstborn going to be more nature based, or are they also going to be very heavily tied to iron? Is it like the iron is a power source that like the Ironsworn really latched onto, but it's not the only nor the oldest power source, or
Ooh.
So I think when we were talking about mysticism, we said that somebody had said that like the firstborn can draw freely from the land wherever they are, whereas we are stuck like using the iron as like a conduit to tap into that. So I think these people they are more natural. They look more like
I like that idea, and I also like, what if they had like parts of their body were more like iron, like they have iron in their palms, they have iron in the soles of their feet.
Maybe the giants have like iron plates, like not like armor plate, but like they have like
plates in their body type.
or
Yeah.
like
like iron
Like
is a
an
part of-
armadillo.
yeah, like armadillo hide, right? Where it's like, oh, I've got little platelets, like overlapping platelets of iron. Or
Like a fucking.
there's definitely when we get to like horrors and beasts, there are monsters that are like just have iron on them.
Big old
Shout
iron
out.
stegosaurus.
Ooh, and then,
Stegosaurus plates.
and then we can kind of see why they don't just go full tilt iron sorcery. Then you lose yourself to fucking the wild.
Mm.
If you recede into the
Hell
light.
So,
This is like full world building. This is really sick.
so first, I've got two sentences for firstborn right now. There are those that have maintained a connection to that which is lost to us, which, hey, I think was a fucking beautiful sentence that you said. The firstborn live in isolation and are fiercely protective of their own lands. The elves tend to have a botanical look about them. Giants develop like what do we want to call them? Do they have like yo those elves that have the horns and antlers and shit? Yo, those are iron.
Iron horns.
Oh, and it would be cool if they adorned them in like nature-y
just
shit for more
fucking-
camouflage stuff. That's part of like their culture or whatever the fuck.
And then you can have those people who are like, yeah, I'm a bad motherfucker. I took the horns from the fucking elves. Like, it's a trophy and shit.
Like
Really bad.
like poachers.
Like poachers.
Put on people.
But of
No, they
people.
don't care. They're colonists. They're the bad guy. Like,
That's like the super fucking bad.
Yeah, that's like
worst.
cartoon villain evil. Just
That
like,
is
oh,
cartoon
you
villain
suck.
but it works if it's iron they need. It can be used. Like,
They're so I'm gonna say right now, there's for sure a motherfucker walking around with an iron helmet with big old iron antlers on it, and you know those iron antlers were not forged.
Okay, so the thing that I'm thinking that's kind of cool is like as the iron grows from the earth, it grows from these people. So like the horns grow as well, like aminals, and you can tell the age of a thing. But it would also be interesting if they like try to shave down parts of their horns,
like
that they could use
Hellboy?
for, like,
Do they style them?
yeah, like Hellboy.
Do they style them like
That would be. I think that would be
Like
cool.
bonsai trees.
They do like bonsai trees.
Bonsai tree antlers.
oh my god. And that's like a thing, an old legend of yore. Like, oh yeah, the old fucking goat came down, cut off his fucking like horn, and I made a sword out of that bitch. And it's the goat sword or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm just riffing at this point. This is fucking sick. There's so much room here. I'm gonna go heat up some fucking lo mein. I'm hungry as fuck.
So Emmett just said something that gave me a brainwave that you guys are gonna like.
The lo mein heating up.
You're gonna have to wait to see it because this is a fun thing that he just gave me an idea for.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Emmett, what the fuck was that? You're muted.
You're
my guy.
muted.
That's fun. Okay, So
And it's like an
elves tend to have a
obstacle.
mechanical look about them with iron antlers and horns. They style their antlers like bonsai trees.
Bonziron? No, it's nothing.
And
Bonsai!
Sick.
Would they shed? Like now, I'm just getting like too into it, but like part of me
Shed
is
like iron shavings.
like iron shavings, or like sometimes like deer shed antlers.
Yeah, they shed, and then it like
They shed their-
bleeds. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
but,
but
like-
blood, it's rust!
They bleed rust.
Stop! That's cool. I think that's cool.
yeah, so the antlers rust, and they have to like shave the outside of them so that they can grow through the rust. That's
And then like
built up.
ferrous liquid pours down.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
They
Have you
rust
seen?
on
Have you
meat source.
seen? Have you seen those pictures of like deer who are like trying
Yeah.
to shed their antlers? Just blood, all that. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's
cool as
awful.
hell.
What else about the firstborn? Let's see. Let me go look at the.
Because then you could track them. That's the other thing I'm thinking about, and that's how, because
That's
if
fucking
they leave
morbid.
these things behind because they don't need it because they keep growing more from their bodies, that
That's
also,
morbid.
and then people are like people who are like going off into the woods or whatever the fuck are like finding these antlers, and they're like, this is a thing. This is quite interesting.
That's cool as hell.
Cool.
I don't know if we need to add anything else onto the first
No,
one. I
that's
think
fine.
we've gotten
No.
so much.
When we get to when you guys meet giants and shit, we'll worry about it. I think we're going overkill on the world building for this particular.
We're just
This
so
one?
excited,
Just
Bishop.
this one?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
all the 80,000 different names we came up with for the forging, not that one. No, this is the one where
Let's see. Beasts is next. Beasts. The beasts of old are nothing but legend. A few who travel into the deep forests and high mountains return with wild tales of monstrous creatures, but they are obviously delusional. No such things exist. Or, monstrous beasts stalk the wild areas of the Ironlands. It's nice and simple. Or, beasts of all sorts roam the Ironlands. They dwell primarily in the reaches, but range into the settled lands to hunt. There, they often prey on cattle, but attacks on travelers, caravans, or even settlements are not uncommon.
I vibe with 3, but I also like the idea of like these big ass feral ancient beasts of the land are like also few far between, hiding somewhere in the
Like
places that
colossuses?
we cannot yet reach.
yeah, like
So,
like
if you're
lesser version.
Giant
closer to
iron sloth. Like
giant iron deer the size of a whale.
Holy shit, though.
That'd be
there's
Wow.
definitely room for like large animal, like
Yeah.
oh, that's like a regular animal but big. What if animal but big?
What
Like-
if
what if-
animals were big?
like
What
I'm
if
talking
animal but too much.
like I'm talking like you're looking at like a cliff face and then it moves.
Yeah.
I fuck with that so hard.
Yeah.
that's so
Okay.
good.
I like the
I-
idea that like lesser versions exist closer to society, and then the farther away you
Yes.
get, the more fucked up it gets.
I have an image in my head of like 4 characters standing on a hilltop above the mist, and then you see a hill rise up through the mist and then go back down through the mist as it lumbers along.
Discworld turtle.
Like-
Yes, Disc World Turtle.
So we like the idea of like abnormal animals, like beasts are few and are like rare, but you can find them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And that there are some like lesser fucked up guys who still kind of fuck.
Yeah, there's like weird animals, right? There's like what if deer but too many legs? That's
Mm.
whatever.
So okay, speaking
What if
of
bear but meat?
yeah, like
What if bear but hairless?
so when we moved through this exodus / whatever the fuck else we decided to name it goldfish brain, sorry. Are like the regular animals like a little fucked up? Or is it something that like have we had to
Avatar
decipher
rules?
the flora and fauna?
Platypus bear.
Or yes, or is it something that like
I think when we came over to the Ironlands, we brought animals with us because why wouldn't we? Of course, we would want to bring. You would bring your animals with you because you're gonna need them.
oh my
So
god.
I think there are normal. I'm gonna use like real world animals are what exist in the old world. Plus, like there's all of monster stuff over there too. But we brought like sheeps and horses and dogs. And
We got a mushroom somehow by mating our cattle with one of the native cows.
But that's a thing, right? There's like we got over here and we were like, oh, that looks kind of like this animal, but a little different. Like, oh, we had like platypuses in the old world. Why is this one 6
Wearing a
feet long?
detective's hat.
Right.
An iron tail.
Why is
this one teal?
Why is this one holding his head like he's got a headache?
I wanted to know if I went for like my horse girl character option, if my horse was gonna have like 6 legs or something.
That's
weird.
fun.
No, we definitely brought over like regular,
Okay.
regular the animals that you as a real person in the real world are used to seeing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But I definitely think like when we got here, there are animals that are like
Just to the left of normal.
when we talk when I say the word beasts, I don't mean like beasts of burden. I don't mean like like a regular bear. I mean like a monster.
Like a dire wolf.
I bet
Like,
that shit could
yes,
feed a village
like-
for years.
Like a mean version of a regular animal. Like dire wolves, dire bears.
Like full fucking feral, the most.
What if animal but mean?
What if animal but mean? Yes. What if animal but yes, exactly.
What if
So-
animal, but more animal?
What more?
Like I said, what if animal but too much?
What if animal?
Like
Yeah, what if animal?
What if animal?
We're gonna get the zoologists on our back now.
Not enemies. Not enemies we made today.
So monstrous beasts stalk the wild areas of the Ironlands. We agree? Excuse me.
I like that. Maybe there's one village where like the bloodbenders are using like that to create faux necromancy with corpses. You know what
Well,
I mean?
that's the next one.
Hacks.
Well, no,
Hacks,
beasts, right?
100%.
Oh, horrors. That's horrors. You're totally right. I fucked that up.
Horrors is like
I want
a
horrors
different thing.
everywhere.
Sorry, you're right.
We'll get
I
there in
love
a second.
beasts. Love horrors.
Love horrors.
Yes.
We-
Pro sex work
Hacks,
here.
Our pro
Shout out.
There's 100% a town that like chums the waters, so to speak,
Yeah.
like
Sick.
for protection. 100%.
Whoa.
Like there's room for that here. Horrors.
I want to be real fucked up.
Horrors. And other notes. So horrors. Nothing but stories to frighten children. Fuck that shit. Get out of here.
Mm.
This is me that
Yeet.
we're talking about. Horrors is a thing. Like, there's no way there's not going to be, like, fucked up things coming for you.
Beekeepers.
We are wary of dark forests and deep waterways, for monsters lurk in those places. In the depths of the long night, when all is wreathed in darkness, only fools venture beyond their homes. That's fun. The dead do not rest in the Ironlands. At night, we light torches, scatter salt, and post sentries at the gate. It is not enough. They are coming. I think that's too much.
Yeah, I'd like to find a nice happy medium between like that's all we're doing is fighting zombies and like hunting the monsters.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
I like the
feel
idea that like it sucked more maybe 20 years ago, and we're just getting to the point where like the older people are still like, the zombies are coming, but then the kids are like, it's okay, Grandpa, go back to bed.
Yeah,
have
like,
all these new things like iron.
It's like,
and
hey, my
Mages.
grandpa, when he walks by this like one rock outside the village, he still does the like whatever our equivalent of crossing himself is.
Mm,
What is that about? And then your mom goes like, oh well, like 20 years ago there used to be this monster that would like come out and like grab kids that wandered too close to the forest over there. So
Yeah. I want
Like
to
the world is. I like the idea that the world is getting used to our presence more. Like some of these things might still be around, but like they know a little better than to fuck with us because we've gotten to a place.
Yeah,
Can
I want it to be a
argue that-
little more
can
fucked
I
up
argue
than
that
two,
it's the
though.
other way?
Oh, we can do that.
Can I argue it's not the world getting used to us,
Not
it's
getting
us getting used to the world.
Fair.
Right? It's not like, oh, monsters, horrors don't come near us anymore because they think we're badasses. It's like, no, like we're learning what it means to live here.
Are we good at it?
No,
no.
absolutely not.
Cool.
Absolutely not. But by God damn it, we're gonna do it. Like,
But eventually, after like the 700th one dies, the one person gets the fucking thing, and they're a hero, and we don't even consider about like.
so
I
Emmett
like
has
the
made
idea
this
of, like-
reference 30 times now, but like Attack on Titan, right? Like, the Titans are horrors. Like,
Mhm.
it's horrifying when you see one. It is not a great thing, and it takes if you see a Titan, it takes a lot of effort to kill one.
Mhm.
But when you do it, hey, great. But that's not the end. Like,
Yeah.
the people in that show the world has not gotten used to them. They had to adapt to the world, and they're still not good at it, but they're trying their hardest. I think that's where we are right now. Is like,
Yeah.
Now it's a
We
tempering.
are.
Now we have the weapons to take it to the monsters.
Yeah.
I
I
hope it
also
Those
like.
foolish people.
it's like going back to the colonial thing. It's like we are pushing the world to be the way that we want it to be for us. And it's not easy, and it's really awful most of the time.
But are the horrors gonna come back? Are they
Yeah,
coming
yes,
back
they
with
are.
vengeance,
Yes,
please?
of course they
Yes,
are.
thank you. Okay, great.
I
That's
like
all
the
wanted.
idea. I like the idea that
Mothman.
there are some like
Led by
Mothman.
Mothman.
There are like some habits that have kind of gotten ingrained in the culture over the past 50 or so years. Like, oh, why does everyone like carry this like salve on them at all times? Like, it's just a part of the culture now that like the older people know the reason, the younger people don't. I also like the idea of some of those things being placebo.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone salts the walk.
Coincidentally, somebody had like a bottle of salt with them when they got attacked by this one kind of monster, and for some reason they lived. And now that's a thing. Oh, you just carry the salt with you, and it won't kill you.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
You've just seasoned yourself, you
Yeah,
idiot.
that's not gonna help. You got lucky, but because one person got lucky, yeah, that's like a thing now.
Yeah.
In wherever the place this is.
Or like,
And I think that's the other thing is I really want to have like these different places all have different like quirks about them. Like just because one guy survived in the Ragged Coast being attacked by a ghoul does not mean that over in the Havens or up in the hinterlands the same like quirks carry over culturally. Like these are isolated circles.
Or like
except
there's
for,
like
one big one.
there's like a plant that is it like its aroma or its pheromones fucking whatever like tends to steer them away, and so there's like a superstition of like carving the design of that plant into like your walls and stuff, just like little where they're like, oh, you're so close to being right, buddy, you're so close.
But I also kind of like. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm watching a show called Turn A Gundam, right? There in one episode there's a line about like, oh, we put a red cross on our medic tents because it's a symbol to ward off enemy fire. It's like, no, that's not what it is. That's not what that symbol meant when people used it, but that's what the interpretation of it is. Like,
Yeah.
later. I like that idea of like, oh yeah,
The misconstruing
yes,
of iconic things.
yes, the iconography of these different areas are all like circumstantial, I guess.
We all fight the Babadook
Like-
a different way.
Or like in the plague doctor masks actually kind of worked better than normal masks, but it's not because like the aroma was anything. It's just because the longer your mask, the farther people are away from you.
Yes.
But I kind of like that because I think it adds to this idea that, like, you know, we have some hubris now. Now we live in the temp ring. We can take it to those fucking monsters. Look at all the iron we have. We can fuck them up. Let's go.
And
Hey,
then
Mom, how can we always
then-
like tie ourselves to the handle on the bridge? Oh, it's just a thing that your grandpa always told me to do. And then one day somebody forgets to tie the rope to the bridge,
Mm.
and the arm comes up over the bridge and gets him.
and all you see is the arm. You don't see anything else.
No, just no.
Yeah, of course. Or like, don't use a certain kind of bait because it draws in the drowners.
Come on, drowners.
So that's our world building.
Oh my god.
That's Truths on the World. That only took us 2.5 hours. Holy fuck.
We have such a built-out world.
But what
now.
a sexy world we've made.
Oh yes.
Indeed.
So good. Oh, I'm so excited.
And still so much room for more sexy shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the, like, I forget what game it comes from, but there's a game, and one of the instructions in the game is build maps or draw maps and leave empty spaces. And like, oh, that's so good. That is so good. The worst thing you can do is over prep and fill the place full of shit. Put enough in there to like tease you, and then play in it and see what happens. Oh, it's so good. Okay, cool. So I think we can make characters if you guys have like an idea of what you want your character to be like.
Gotta look
Besides
into
kissing
those.
Mothman.
Is there more than that? I don't think there is.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's pretty pinnacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I had two kind of characters in mind that I was thinking about, but it would be based on my decision is also like party based on what everyone else kind of has
Mhm.
going
Sure.
on.
I kind of like the idea of being like a young initiate in the Iron Priests.
Okay.
Mm.
Do the Iron Priests do that like what's the thing that the Amish do when they go out on their world trip?
From
Their world trip.
what is it
Um,
fucking called?
Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
Yeah, do the Ironsworn have like or not the Ironsworn, do the Iron Priests have like their own like Rumspringa? Where like, okay, you've been raised in the Iron Church for X amount of years. Now it's time for you to go in the world and see what it's like.
Would
My
they
other-
be raised or would they be taken?
I think taken
Like from
at
young?
a younger age.
So dead ass Jedi.
So dead ass Jedi.
Okay.
Maybe slightly older than Jedi.
Maybe it varies. Maybe there are some who just were brought up in it, and some who like were taken when they were like 12.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I like the idea. I don't know if I would want it to be someone who was kissed by the earth or if it was just someone who like did it. My other idea is someone who is far to the other fucking side of opinion on that matter. Of someone who is like old ways or die kind of shit. Those are my two ideas.
Do we, as we create characters, are we just thinking about concepts, or is this like something where mechanically we should be looking somewhere to be like, okay, well, this is what, like, these are the things to
Like,
incorporate?
how
No
do
edginess
the
is a stat.
assets work?
Here, I'm looking at the character creation summary. You envision your character. Think about what kind of think what kind of character you want to play. Think about what you want to name that character. You have 5 stats. Edge is your quickness, your agility, and prowess in ranged combat. Heart is your courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. So charisma. Iron is your physical strength, your endurance, your aggressiveness, and your prowess in close combat. Shadow is your sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. And wits is your expertise, knowledge, and observation. So you also have character sheets, coincidentally, in Roll20 that have your characters' names on, or have your player names on them.
Is it when we go to like characters and we click on our name?
Yep.
And then we can like write shit in there? Fuck yeah.
And then you've got bio and info, and then you have a tab that says character sheet. And
I
it's
do
a
not.
full, like,
I
model.
don't have a tab that says character sheet.
I also do not have a tab that says character sheet.
On your pop-up.
Me neither.
No pop up.
In players' journals can be edited and controlled. Oh, that's why. You silly Billy.
Your name's
Here,
not
Emily,
Billy.
reload your thing. I'm sorry. Emmett, I'm doing yours now.
Thank you.
Emmett, save changes.
So I'm hearing that like concepts are more important than actual like optimization.
Yes, because your optimization, you're not going to pick a class. You're going to pick assets.
A thing, yeah. You're not.
You're going to pick like rituals to cast. You're going to pick like a companion to have. You're going to pick like using a sword or a spear or like whatever in certain situations.
It says be awesome and be who you want.
Yes.
That's cute.
Dope.
I'm gonna try that.
Where can I find
Okay,
the
you
array?
guys should be able to modify your character sheets now.
Awesome.
I couldn't put you in there before because you hadn't signed in yet to Roll20.
Oh, so it's our fault just because we were almost 25
No, my
minutes
fault.
late.
Not paying attention.
That
and I
negatively
didn't-
impacted this? Is that so that somehow
No.
in some
It's my fault.
crazy
I
world
didn't
that's
remember to make sure
our
I checked
fault?
that box when you signed in.
I will.
You have an array of 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. That number is going to be added to your D6 versus 2D10. So this is also not like Dungeons and Dragons in that I don't say, oh, it's a DC 15. No, you roll 3 dice, 2D10 and a D6. And that tells you if you succeeded or not, or how good or how bad. Or if your D10's matched, it's like a twist. You set your health track to 5, so you've got 5 health right now. Later on, when you start taking debilities and when you get fucked up, that maximum health will decrease. So don't worry about that right now. Set your spirit to 5, and set your supply to 5.
+5.
Yep.
All right.
And there's a thing called momentum. You're going to set that to +2. Mark up to 3. Oh, right. When you set your momentum, you're going to mark up to 3 background bonds, which are like, if you want, you can just make these like between your player characters. So I guess if you guys want to think about what kind of character you want to play, pick out a name, arrange your stats, and then if you want to talk about what kind of character you're playing or what you think of like your character is, you can build in like some background bonds between each other, or you can make bonds with like NPCs that you want to exist just freely, or communities that you want to exist freely, or whatever.
And we just like come up with these.
Yeah, just make them up. I don't care. Just make up an NPC, make up a town.
So
Make something
Kay's
up about
bond is
another character.
Mothman.
You can make something up about another character.
Do we first want to do like names with each other so we can be like we do know each other? Should we like get that step done first before we hit the bonds, or
you can leave if you want to leave the bonds open. You can come back to them later and say, okay, now that I know what our party is, I'm going to take these 3 bonds with these 3 characters. Well, I guess there's only 3 other people playing, so besides you.
Can we all be like married and we're like a big polycule and the party's the polycule? We're trying to get Mothman to join.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Like 2 of us have hooked up with
Oh my
Mothman
God.
before, but Mothman already has a
Unimpressed.
primary. But we just heard Mothman broke up with their primary, and so we're trying to like get him to join the wandering polycule.
The wandering polycule. That sounds like
I think I broke
awful
Kay.
kid story.
Wandering Polycule is the name of my new album.
Yes. I personally love that.
I'm going so like full Viking name kind of shit.
If you would like, I'm not going to be picky.
High key.
Durgan.
The
What did you just say?
Never mind. Go ahead, Kay.
The 2 characters that I originally came up with, I figured, I could just make them brother and sister, so I can go with the sister, who was my original horse girl option.
I kind of have this idea that just formed, like that has been forming. I kind of want to play this guy who's a chef, but also like a family hunter who like wants to go and hunt like big game to feed the village and everything, like an old mammoth hunter kind of a thing. But also he's got a sweet spot for the spices.
I think I'm gonna kind of combine my two ideas, and I'm gonna have I like the Kissed by the Earth, but just barely. like Kissed by the Earth, but
Like kissed on the cheek, not like kissed on the mouth.
Butterfly kissed by the earth.
Kissed by the earth.
And so like they're kind of like dodging the draft. but specifically because like yeah, kind of Kissed by the Earth, maybe like, you know, not like the brilliant like, oh, one day you will be a high wizard and iron priest, but sort of just like, kid, you got something in you and we're gonna but then like was raised super old ways, and so that's the reason that they're like on the main reason that they're like running from it is that they're like, I know that everyone's telling me I should do this, but I was raised in the old ways and I'm not gonna fucking do that.
I gotta chill, sorry. Not from what you said, just in general, just
Chill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well, you said
fuck
fucking
me. In case y'all didn't know, this is actually my first and last episode on this podcast. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time.
Oh no! Don't leave with your cool idea. Oh no!
like, at least it could have been worse. I could have made like a sex joke and like made it really uncomfortable.
Make the Adam Coble. Pull an Adam Coble.
Oh, Cobled it!
Yeah, you weren't actually kissed by the earth. You just went way too far. I getting my back walls hit by the earth.
And cut.
I'm done. I'm uncomfortable with this direction.
Okay.
That you created.
Yeah, no, this is my bad. I didn't realize until I did it. I think I just Adam Cobled it.
Pax, what are you thinking character-wise?
Oh, what's up? Do you have an idea for me?
No. My character evolved. I'm not kissed by the earth. My little sister is.
Oh, you're Katniss.
No, I'm me with my little sister.
Hey, Em.
I think I'll make it a little brother, so it's not literally just me.
That's two on the nose.
Emily.
Yes.
Is your little brother around?
Story. You don't
Or
use
is
the
your
people
little brother?
My instinct is that I ran away with my little brother because we were like raised by like our mom who was super in the old ways, and then like something happened to her. I think we don't know what happened to her because that's fun. And so we were getting raised by our aunt, and so when our aunt realized that he was kissed by the earth, she tried to get the Iron Priest to take him, and I went, fuck no. And we noped out. I just don't know if I wanted to be on this horrifying adventure.
So, Em, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you looked in the handouts or not. There is an asset that is a companion asset that is called Kindred. The descriptor is your friend stands by you.
Oh fuck yeah!
So you can totally take your little brother as
My little brother is my companion.
Yeah. 100%.
Am I just
Anyway.
missing this? I don't see Kindred.
It's under companion. Anyway, back to Pax.
Yo, I don't know.
Back to brass Pax. Sorry.
If anyone wants to be related, we could form like a real strong bond. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe no. I gotta have been in this land for a while because we have bonds.
Bonds, you want to make bonds with people and like fill the bond tracks up, because when you write your epilogue, when you're done with your character, you write how they live out the rest of their days. The number of bonds and whatever you have all add up and help determine how your character lives out the rest of their life.
So we have 3 that are 3'd, or we have 1 that's 1, 1 that's 2, and 1 that's 3.
You should start your first session with up to 3 background bonds, which are people or communities that you knew from before the game started. Mark up to 3 ticks on your bond progress track. The bond progress track is a single track that relates to all the bond. Okay, I got you. So yeah, it's just one track with 3 bonds in it. There are three ticks in it.
Okay, I get it.
I
don't.
Okay, cool. So you can just add, like, as you go through our game and you meet new people, you can roll to forge bonds with people and start adding ticks to this box.
So we can have up to 3 ticks in a box.
So right now, the maximum you should have is 1 box that's filled with the
3.
asterisk.
Yes.
Which is 3.
But underneath, you see your track, there's a button that says add. You're going to add people or places you have bonds with. But you're only going to have the 1 track for all the bonds that you're going to have as a character. So as we play and you forge bonds with other people or other places, that track is going to fill up, and then when you're ready to retire your character, that's going to come into play when you want to write your epilogue and tell how the character lives out the rest of their days.
So we hit add and then we like write who the bond is with and stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, now I'm there. Cool.
Also, Kay, that name fucking slaps.
Cleo Sculpting.
That slaps.
That's great.
My brother's name is Theo.
Cleo and Theo.
Cleo, Theo, and a horse named Stan.
I love this for you.
I was really upset. I was looking through horse names. They're all really boring. So Stan it is. I should clear this with GM. I put on here a made-up town called Grimsby, where we're from. Don't know if is that cool?
Yeah, I don't care. It's fine.
Rad. Okay.
If you want to go back there, we will make it like a thing. You're going to go on a journey, and you'll have to make rolls, see how the journey goes to get there. And you might hit complications. Things might go badly. And then you can tell me when we're ready. Like, okay, this is where it is.
Okay.
Can I ask like what character like genders we're aiming at? Because I'm kind of split on what direction I want to go.
You can be whatever you want.
All characters for me is like genders are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway? Type of deal.
No, I
mean,
understand. I guess
gender is made up, but in this case, the points do kind of matter mechanically speaking.
I'm just thinking about the energy and story I want to tell here.
Are you
Like-
Durgan?
I'm Durgan.
Durgan?
I'd like to put things in perspective if this helps you at all. I'm going for like a deep inland, like out in the wildlands kind of a man who's just recently come back into town looking for something. I'm going as like big, as muscular, and as feral as I possibly can. While still meaning like I want to be like, you know, man who has lived like knows 3 people. 2 of those were his parents. Like,
One of whom was his cow.
one of them was a cow. Like, and I want to go like that kind of route. I want to be like 6'8" and like not only know a couple words kind of a thing.
Love that. Love that.
Everybody.
Can I have a mammoth?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a
Yeah,
mammoth.
you can have a mammoth.
I
Fucking
think I'm gonna have a
incredible.
mammoth.
I think you should have a mammoth.
I
So
think
I'm
I'm
doing
gonna-
a full heel turn on my character. I'm gonna be the little rodent guy from Ice Age, and I'm gonna have a mammoth.
No, not Sid.
Not Sid, the acorn one.
The acorn guy.
Scrat?
Scrat.
Excuse me as I pull up all of this Ice Age knowledge from 20 whenever the fuck.
I love it so much.
I'm trying to play a hunter. I don't know if it's nice for me to like have a pet that I'm trying to actively hunt, you know?
Mm.
That might be too much.
That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
It's a bond of
But, like,
sorts.
elephants get upset when they see other dead elephants. Maybe
Yeah.
a mammoth, if you're a mammoth hunter, is not a great idea.
Not good for me. I don't think that's what I'm trying to do. I think I'm just trying to find enough to feed the family.
You can have a young wyvern.
Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah, you fucking know I'm about to have a young wyvern? What the fuck?
There's giant spiders, cave lions, hawks, kindred, hound, raven, owl, mammoth, horse. I am high-key going for the
So,
horse option.
To be clear, if you take a companion, that means you can't take that asset as a combat talent or a path or a ritual. Like you get 3 assets to start.
Oh, and I can. That's one of my assets.
That's one of your assets. Yes.
Ooh.
So if you're like, oh, I want to be a combat guy, if you take a mammoth, well, now you're down one of your combat talents or one of your paths or a ritual. If you're like, I want to scry on people, right? I want to ward our camps.
So my brother is one of my assets I get.
Yes, your brother is an asset that you get.
I
That's a
saw
way
horse.
to think about people, Bishop.
Ooh, I do like the Slayer path. Beasts and horrors.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's like hunting. Yeah, that's great.
I think I'm gonna go for that. Gotta be the one that I take.
I was trying to come up with a last name, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna be edgy and annoying and say that she left her last name behind. Because apparently I'm an edgelord.
So for the Edgeheart Iron Shadow Wits, what were the stats we're allowed to allot to those 3, 2, 2, 1?
You get a 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s.
What I'm thinking is I kind of want to bring like a outsider's perspective here. My idea is that I think it'd be interesting for the audience to have someone who's like relatively new to the Isles, who the way the ways are kind of
Yo, are you
unknown
a latecomer?
and new. Well, so I was thinking that I'm actually a Skulda, like one of the raiding people, and as a Skulda, the kind of thing I would like to add in on here is that I think that after the fleeing with like the invading like Skulda, that for whatever reason there was something around the sort of like Iron Isles here in which the perhaps ships have not been able to re-enter the island for a while.
So the first batch of people got through, and for some reason, the Skolda cannot pursue.
Yeah, or maybe it's just been the last like 10, 20 years the Skolda have not, like ships have not been able to enter the Isles, and there might be some sort of like dark magic that they believe is responsible for this because their ships just sort of remain like broken upon the rocks. And so I'm imagining as like a captain of a ship being like, yeah, but that won't be a problem for me. I'm the best. And coming in like everybody's fucking gone. And so maybe or maybe there was just a horrendous creature we encountered in the seas, if that fucks with the lore of the world. Because something I was thinking is, what if as the captain I'm thinking, okay, well, there's dark magics involved. I'm gonna find the sorcerer on the island responsible for like keeping the ships out, and I'm gonna fucking kill them so that like the storms subside in some type of like paranoid way. Or it could just simply be Hinga Dinga Durgan, I'm sailing on the fucking islands with my boys. Oh shit, there's a fucking monster in the waters. Oh shit, our navigator was drunk. The ship is done. Or maybe we just ran into fucking giants, elves, shit like that.
I
But
mean,
the ship
I like the idea of you being a Skolda and being like,
yeah,
where'd everybody go? Like 50 years later or whatever, like trying to figure out what happened to the people who used to live in the place you invaded. And like blaming dark magic on your ships going missing or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, it's just a Kraken happened to move in to that area that you have to sail through to get to the Ironlands. Like,
yeah, because what I'm imagining is I like the kind of like Norse thing of having a last name kind of be like your parent and then like what you
Yes.
are to them. And so I'm imagining that like my mother Runa was like the leader of one of these like big fucking like war bands, but her eternal shame was the fact that several got away to these Iron Islands. And so to kind of redeem my family's like honor and legacy, I'm like, I'm gonna go finish the job. I'm gonna go fucking kill everybody on the islands, and then mayhaps mayhaps I was misled as to the nature and scope of the island, and I get there and it seems not tenable.
I like that it's the name is derivative of the mother's name.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun.
Because I'm imagining a more like egalitarian society of murderers where whoever's just the best at murdering is the one where that's the namesake.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Pax.
Yeah.
If you, if is it Signa or Cigna?
Cigna.
If Cigna talks to somebody in a village that is 80 years old, are they going to know that you're a Skolda?
I think so. I think I would. Yeah, I think I probably have like a strong accent for things.
They're going to know. Oh fuck, that's a Skolda accent. If you talk to somebody who's 20, he just talks funny, like no context.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, just curious.
It's like, what? I just got here. I just got on the shores.
Well, howdy.
Can you fucking imagine? I came here to just kill everybody. Is that gonna be an issue with y'all?
Is Cigna they them?
I guess. Yeah, I'll have to think it over.
Okay.
Have we invented gender yet?
Have we invented a gender?
In this world, have we invented gender yet? Is that like a thing? Like, are we chi and toe still? Are we all chi and toe?
Fucking callback! Holy shit!
3 hours later, you prick. I'm gonna say no. Fuck it. Why?
Emmett, I wish I could shake your hand right now.
Like, why should it have to exist? It doesn't need to, like, it's fake. If you want it to be a thing, we can make it a thing.
Can my pronouns be chi then? Who wants to be toe?
Shared pronouns?
Chi and toe.
We could go back to the conjoined twins thing. We definitely can go back to that.
So I got currently with my assets, I got a path and 2 combat talents. Does that sound about right? Or should I be looking for other things?
Nah, it's whatever you want, man.
All right, man.
So the assets you pick are gonna dictate how you're gonna play your character, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna pick things that you want your character to be able to do well, and also you're gonna do things that you want your character to use the assets for, right? Like it's kind of it's like a self-fulfilling. It's a perpetual motion machine.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be other things that you're not going to be able to do because you don't have assets for them.
Do I take my last 2? Do I put in edge or do I put in wits?
I mean, you said you're dumb, right?
That's my thing. I feel like it has expertise. I like to think that I'm the kind of guy who can like look at a plant and go, "Don't eat that plant." You know what I mean? But doesn't know math super well. I'm just wondering where that because I have edge, which is like quickness and agility, but I don't think that's super important for me because I'm maxed out with the iron. I think I'm gonna put it in wits so I can have like old world wits, not new world wits.
Okay. I took the Kindred Companion, I took Wayfinder as path, and I took Shield Bearer for combat talent.
I also have Shield Bearer.
Because I think that's just like who she is. She's just trying to protect and lead her brother.
That's actually pretty good. When you undertake a journey, take +1 momentum on a strong hit, which momentum is like it starts at +2, and there are moves that as a consequence of doing well will increase your momentum, and it's sort of like if you roll shit on your d6, but when your dice are less than your momentum, you can cancel those dice and make that dice a hit, and then it resets back to +2. So like, if you're doing well, your momentum builds, and then you roll like shit, but you've built all that momentum up, you can keep doing well and say, nah, fuck that, keep going, and cancel out that bad roll.
Cool.
And make it either a mixed success or a full success.
That's awesome.
So on your asset cards, you'll see there's one dot that's blacked out. That's what you start with. You can spend experience later and buy those other 2 pips with experience points.
Interesting that the kindred companion does not immediately have something blacked out.
Let me see here.
Neither does the horse.
It's probably just based on like that's just probably how companions work. I just think that's
Is it, yeah, is it, you asset types, companions. When you acquire a companion, give them a name and envision their appearance and personality. If they don't have a starting ability, choose one. So pick one of those 3 things.
Come on, baby bro, what you got? You can have a companion that you haven't marked a bond with? Interesting.
Yes.
A rival?
I don't think any of them have a starting move.
And is the little dots at the bottom their health?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they immediately have less health than me? Oh
Yeah, it's
no.
the health track.
My brother.
So, I'm starting out with one of these assets, and I pick
You pick 3 assets.
pick 3 assets.
Yes.
Can I have a gun?
A gun dump?
Where's a slinger?
A gun.
Only a
Damn.
gun sword. You gotta find a way to get in a sword.
Gun sword, gun sword, gun sword.
That'd be so fucking sick.
So here's a fun thing. Equipment. Make note of any important equipment or items you start with. These are things that might impact the narrative and the moves you make or provide texture to your character's background. They don't offer mechanical bonuses unless they are represented by an asset, such as a weapon used in a combat talent. Travel and adventure supplies are your supply track. Don't worry about managing rations or ammo or other mundane necessities. There are no limitations by the rules, but envision your character's place in society and consider the availability of resources in your version of the Ironlands. By default, a fine sword or a set of quality armor is rare and marks you as someone of note. It influences how others react to you in the fiction of your game. If you want to begin your adventures to the Ironlander, envision yourself outfitted with cheap and gear. So you can have whatever you want. Like, there's not like. Do you want to have a sword? You can have a sword. Do you want to have a bow and arrow? You can have a bow and arrow.
Where do we denote this?
Is there a... Oh, down in the notes.
Oh, just down in the notes?
Sheet? Yeah, just throw it down in the notes.
Alright, cool.
You don't... It's not like Dungeons and Dragons where I have a sword, so I do D6 damage.
Or you just have it.
Like that. Yeah, it's like if I have 2 swords, so I'm going to grab the combat talent duelist. So now when I make the move strike or clash, I get to add +2. So narratively, if you have an axe but you have the combat talent to use a spear, you fucked up. You better make that a spear.
For these like checkboxes beneath, like say the paths for the things that they give you, are those? Do you like click a check mark for all of those?
What are we looking at?
So like I'm looking at Waterborne under path for an asset. And so it looks like there's 3 things that it could add. Do I just pick like one of those to click a check mark next to it, or do the check marks not really matter?
You're looking at, I have the Waterborne card pulled up.
Yeah.
I see there's a blacked out pip, which tells you what the move does right now. Later on, you can buy those other 2 pips later on that are not blacked out.
Pips.
That's awesome.
If you have that asset, is there a place on your character sheet to mark that? Because I probably would do that if I were you.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
going through
there's an assets button you can put. Yep, there you go. I see. Cool. Oh, that's where you're looking. I was looking at the handout, not your character sheet. So yeah, that your Waterborne should start with that first one, and then later on you can buy the other 2 by spending experience.
Looking at the vows section on how to do background vows. So can we just choose our inciting incident vow right now, or is that something that we should like keep in the back of our brain and then do in the first session?
If If as a group you all decide you want to create an inciting incident now, or when we're done with their characters, we can do that, and then just be done until next session. Because it is 3 hours and 18 minutes in.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah.
Time flies.
I'm in the sauce.
Because I mean, like, there's a fairly clear inciting incident in Morak's backstory.
So here's the thing: if you have a really juicy one that you want to, like, your background vow should be like a long-term goal, right? Like, make that like your character's like driving thing, and then
Yeah.
the other little things that you're going to be doing along the way are going to be like side quests, kind of.
So the inciting incident vow shouldn't be as like extreme as like
The inciting incident vow is going to be like what you're going to be starting with in the first session.
cool,
Right,
cool,
shit
cool.
popped off. Here's the vow that you're swearing because this bad thing happened, and now you're gonna go take care of a problem.
Is there a place where we can see the vows? Is it in one of these handy dandy little things on
You
Roll
just
20,
make
or
one.
is you just make one? Okay.
Yeah, you just make a background vow, whatever you want it to
Yeah.
be. You're gonna give it a rank: troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic. And that's going to determine how hard it is for you to complete that vow. So
I swear to kill everybody on the entire continent.
that's an epic vow. That is an epic vow. You can make it, Pax. You can make that vow. It is an epic vow, but there are things you can You can do things to like set up the death of people on the Ironlands.
I take the action reality check to slightly lower the scope of my vow.
So I guess that's a question, right? Like, for your character that I don't want you to answer right now because I think that's a fun thing. This is a fun thing to explore. Is like, does Cigna, like, has he come into the Ironlands and been like, I'm gonna kill all these motherfuckers, and then been like, oh shit, A, I'm stuck here, and B, there's a lot of them.
This is my vow. Fuck, I need a different vow.
I vow to get a different vow.
My long-term vow to kill everyone. My short-term vow, new vow. It is my immediate situation.
My inciting
must be
incident
dealt
vow
with.
is get a new vow.
My immediate situation, which must be dealt with, is these vows got to fucking go. This is a very bad vow. Immediately, I must find a new vow.
So, the rulebook suggests giving your background vow a rank of extreme or epic.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna kill everyone.
The cook.
So, but like, if you're like, oh, my character got here and had a reality check, you can still have a vow that's like, start a civil war, or like, take over a hold, or like something you can build my own hold somewhere else and start harrying other circles, right? Like,
Back in the old world, my therapist taught me to take everything one step at a time. So I'll start with vowing to kill one person, and then we'll move on from there. Realistic goal.
That's legit how this works. That's legit how that works. You make your long-term vow, and then along the way, you do things that will mark progress on your progress track until you think you have enough marks in your track, and then you can make the fulfill a vow move and see if you did it or not.
Okay.
You're going to swear a vow for the inciting incident, and you're going to go, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And you're going to do those three things, and it's going to fill progress on your progress track. And you're going to say, okay, vow's done, fulfill the vow. And you might fail and say, oh shit, I need to fill more progress tracks. What are other things I need to do to fill this vow progress bar up?
Yeah, I think for this, I just need to kind of think or figure out what do the Skulda want? You know, like, are they like? I doubt they're actually like for real genocidal. Just like, you know, like we will not rest until the world no one is alive. You know, I think it's got to be a lot more.
Our established lore is that the Skulda consumed their resources and invaded our old world for their resources, which were scarce to begin with.
Mm.
And now my understanding is that Cigna has come to the Ironlands to A, determine what happened with the ships that have gone missing, and B, determine the state of the people in the Ironlands, correct? Like, roughly? Yeah. It's not just kill everybody, it's also how are they doing? Because if there's nothing here, sure. If there's no resources here, there's no point in, like, committing a force to come here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe your character's, like, actual goal is get back and tell the Skulda, like, it fucking sucks over there, don't go.
My long-term vow is do a land survey to see.
Like a clipboard. Manifest destiny.
Oh my god.
My vow is to do a vibe check on the island and see.
Bonk. So just
also,
up, so it's go.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but also in this background vow section on page 195, it does say you may decide your background vow isn't something you make significant progress on in your narrative. Instead, it just helps establish some role-playing detail for your character and fleshes out your role. So your background vow might not even be a thing that you're going to make progress on, potentially. Mm-hmm. If you think it's like a thing where you're like, no, I made a vow, it's just never going to get fulfilled, and it's there for character, like, motivation, that's fine too. It can be unrealistic and just be a thing that's like, I'm going to kill every motherfucker in the Ironlands, and then your character is just this miserable cuss because he's like, I want to kill everybody, but if I do something right now, I'll get caught. Like, that's totally legit.
No, I totally understand, but it's also like, I know what makes good role play, and like the type of character where
Pat, go to page 196 in the PDF and read the little gray box because it's literally your character.
Can you give me a word on the page?
Your backstory involves your former life as a raider. Haunted by your past, you have sworn to see this raider clan defeated. However, there are complications. The clan is powerful, and you can't possibly hope to defeat them without an army at your back. Also, the clan is led by your own mother, blah, 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 blah. So, for now, this vow is a glowing ember of promise, not yet sparked to flame. You mark the vow as defeat, blah, 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 giving it a rank of extreme. That's legit. You can give yourself the goal, kill the Ironlanders, or take over the Ironlands, or something like that, and just let it sit and, like, burn in your character's chest.
Also, just like a little character note, you're going to see a little name in parentheses. Next to Morak's name. That's just the care, and then she calls Callum Eric.
She has an alias.
Yes.
Okay. She?
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she's ever considered gender, but
if one must be perceived.
If one must be perceived, she
suffices. Surfaces? Did I say surfaces?
Surfaces.
Surfaces. She surfaces like a submarine.
She surfaces, sword in hand, King Arthur. You are the.
What's the line from Holy Grail about somebody that throws a sword out of a pond?
Yeah, soggy lady with a sword.
Yeah. We can either discuss a inciting incident, or we can leave that for session 1.
Like an inciting incident, how we all got together and shit?
The inciting incident is going to be like, hey, something just happened wherever you are, and now you have sworn a vow, either individually or as a group, to solve whatever the problem is from the inciting incident. In Ironsworn, the inciting incident is the tipping point which forces you to undertake a life of perilous quests and adventure. So we are beginning play at the moment where your character goes from living whatever life they've been living and are now putting themselves at risk and adventuring. So envision an imminent threat or a compelling need. You can use a quest starter from this book, talk it out at the table, or ask the Oracle on page 107, which is we can roll up like.
What if we're in the fucking zombie town? What if we're in the fucking zombie town?
The dead are coming. There's a couple things that it suggests for what makes a good inciting incident, and when we want to talk about it, we'll discuss it. If you want to just make a random one, there are like this rule book has a bunch of random tables to roll on, and they're great. They're fun.
I think it would be cool to make an inciting incident now, so we can kind of like jump in next time.
Yeah, and it will give me time to mull over. Like, okay, what's some stuff to throw at you?
And our inciting incidents are different for each one of us?
No, the inciting incident will be the same for the group. Your vows might be different.
Interesting.
I think I might have to make a vow more so based around whatever our inciting incident is going to be, because right now the only vow I can think of is Cleo really wants to meet all of the horses of the land.
That's fine.
I think that's a great
You can
vow.
make that a background vow.
I thought you were going to say
that
Mothman.
You can make that a long-term vow and just let it sit. And like you don't have to complete it. You don't have to complete that vow.
But she will.
Oh, she will. She's determined.
So we can pick multiple,
like, you can
two
leave that
vows.
and let it sit and be character motivation. Like,
I think we have one background vow, and then the second vow is our inciting incident vow.
yes. That's
Okay. 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 I see.
Ara.
I'm gonna say vow. Okay, great. Okay, I have my background vow.
Good. Great. Dan, what's your background vow?
So my family was hunters, and a big fucking mammoth with these iron tusks that are like made of the magical iron, like broke my dad's spear and fucking killed him. And I was like, I'm not strong enough. I have to go to where there's more people and get stronger so I can kill this mammoth and avenge my dad.
Oh my god, your anime pro tag is showing.
Fuck yeah, it is. Like,
So what is the vow? What's the one sentence vow for like?
oh, I vowed to kill Cold Tusk. I named him. Okay. His name is Cold Tusk.
Come on. Fuck yeah. Should we just like go around and say like character name, background vow?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that going to out anyone's story though? Because like the way I'm doing this is my guy's going to talk about Cold Tusk all the time. Like he thinks Cold Tusk is like the be all end all. So that's not like a spoiler. Like he's going to say, is that going to out anyone's like secrets?
So,
I'm fine with some like above the table, the players knowing
yeah,
what the characters don't.
we're writing a story like out of character secrets. Like I want to know what your character's secrets are so that I can like fuck with it. I want to fuck with your character's secrets, right? I want Emily to know your character's secrets so that she can like play with irony in the story about like, oh, you know, I always thought those mammoths were pretty cool, and then your character can be like, brrr. Like that's fun. I think if we know, there's a caveat. Some secrets maybe are better kept secret, but like for now to start, I'd rather we all knew what cards we're all playing with, so we can build the story first, and then later on, if there's things that we want to make secret and like surprise other players with, that's a discussion to have later. Does that sound fair? Okay, cool.
Wait, did you say your thing already, Emily?
No, I didn't, so I guess I'll go next.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was trying not to be because I feel like I've talked a lot, but here we are. My character's name is Morak. You all would know her as Care currently when you first meet her. Her brother's name is Callum, but you would know him as Eric when you first meet him. And her background vow is to keep Callum safe. And I consider that an extreme because there is potentially never going to be an end to it.
Righteous.
baller, banging dope.
Fuck you. I know I just dabbed, but the sheesh is where I draw the line.
Okay.
I am going to be Cleo Skulting, and my vow is
Cool
that
name.
I will meet all of the native horse and horse-like creatures of the land.
And horse-like creature.
And horse
That
like
you'd
creatures.
meet all the horses. That
I'm
you just
gonna
meet them.
I
That's
want
the
to
ultimate
meet
horse
all
girl
of the
thing.
horses.
Awesome.
Oh boy, do I have some horse-like creatures.
I'm so
I
excited.
can't wait. I
Just
want
like
to be
a
friends with them
monstrosity,
all.
Cleo's like, yay!
Yes, 1,000,000% yes.
I got one for you.
Oh hell yeah!
It's gonna be horrifying.
I hope so.
Horsifying.
Yeah.
I hope it is just an eldritch terror that my little baby brain will not be able to comprehend.
7
I feel
cool
bad.
flags.
Stan, who
Don't
is also
worry,
my
I got-
companion.
I got you. I want to say it, but I won't.
All right. Let me hit you with this. Shit. Okay. My name is Signe Runespawn. I am a member of the Skulda, and my job here is for past 10 years, no Skulda has been able to reach shores. Before that, yes. So 10 years, no. So our main assumption is that there must be some type of cowardly wizard on the island creating this maelstrom. I have crashed my ship, and essentially everyone I know of is dead. But I will find this wizard that we are guessing is the cause of this evil coward, and I will kill him to make the weather be good again, so we can continue the natural cycle of raiding and dying and fighting and all of that shit.
Incredible.
Y'all fucking right on.
Marvin it is. And
I'm no longer afraid to do an accent.
I still am, but that's fine.
Durgan.
Oh, wait.
Because you already kind of went, but you never said your name.
Oh, yeah. My name's Durgan of the Hills. I've been out in the hills.
Sick.
But basically, many moons ago, it was just me, my family, my mom, my dad. And we were out in the hills. And we hunted the game of the earth. We hunted them big elephants. Until one day, there was one elephant that was too big. A mammoth. And my dad, he stuck his spear and he did everything that he taught me how to do. Went right through him. But that's this fucking elephant. He had 2 big tusks, 2 big metal iron tusks. And I said, mark my words, Cold Tusk. I'm gonna kick your ass. And then I went down south. And up in the hills.
What if Mammoth put too much?
What if mammoth but too much?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I basically have the demeanor of a war vet from Vietnam.
Cold Tusk is your name.
Yeah.
Does he wear a red bandana and play Russian roulette?
Oh my.
So, I mean, he wears like whatever red pelt he can get his hand. He's just got his family pelts on right now. But he does this other game that he doesn't like. It's called shield toss, where you toss your shield up in the air and you wait, and whoever like runs first loses. But you toss it up in the air, and if it comes down and it hits you, then you really lose. But it's like a game of chicken.
When you say family pelts, please clarify.
So like my family were just hunters, and all I have is like
like
Pelts
okay.
of his family.
yeah,
Not like
not
me.
like
Not
Where's
their
the
skin.
I like to think my dad had a bear pelt that was really special to him, and when he died, I took it off his corpse.
Faces on either shoulder, like hi, mom and dad.
That's horrifying. Bishop goes to write down.
Sick.
So this is my shoulder angel and my shoulder devil. This is my parents' faces.
Angel or devil. Okay. Do we want to talk about an inciting incident? Do we want to roll one up? Do you have one in mind? Do you want to go with quest starter for Iron 3? What the hell was that?
Pat
roll the
seemed
shit up.
real excited
let's
about
let's
zombie,
randomize
but
it.
like.
I mean, zombies is fun, but
I think it would be
It'd be-
fun to use the rolling tables because then we can like exhibit all the cool
Yeah.
shit that's in here. Like, hey, here's another fucking mechanic for you to futz around with, fam.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Oh.
yeah.
I marked as a potential fun one. If there's a quest starter, we don't have to use it now. Maybe we'll save it for later. For when we were doing the world building, your dreams are haunted by visions of a pillar which stands in an unfamiliar landscape. What do you see? Why are you sworn to seek it out? But that might be one for later.
Compelling. It's gonna
I
take me
might
to
just
all
put
the
that back in my
horses.
back pocket and take that off the table.
Take away all the labels.
Um,
You could have sworn you saw a horse right on top of it.
Yeah.
a giant horse.
There was a herd of horses like futzing around.
You're like in the
People are- and
background,
I'm
had
like-
nothing to do with the pillar, and you were just like them.
You ever play Shadow of the Colossus?
Yes.
There's
no,
a horse.
horse.
There's a horse colossus.
There's also a horse sad moment.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah. Okay, envision your inciting incident. Make it personal. Make it a problem that won't go away on its own. Give it a ticking clock, which means if you don't fucking fix it, bad things are gonna happen. Make it universal. If you're playing with allies, make this a shared vow important to each of you. This creates an opportunity to work together. If you are playing, don't worry about that solo stuff. Up the stakes. There are complications that will make your incident more dire for you, your family, or your community. Limit the scope. Unlike your background vow, this is a problem which you can and must deal with now. In gameplay turns, you swear an iron vow and mark it as troublesome, dangerous, or formidable quest. If all goes well, it might be resolved in a session or two. If you don't act, things will get worse.
I'm like laughing because in my mind I'm like, any inciting incident that we could have, if it's like killing people or whatever, Cleo would be so mad if it's like coming after the horses too.
Like,
She needs to go save the world because, oh my god, these ponies are in trouble, guys.
yeah,
Hell
how can
yeah.
I make this about horses?
Absolutely.
My twin sister in high school. How can I make this about horses? I really like the idea of randomly rolling it.
What I roll? D100? 69. I rolled
Did you
a
just roll 69?
Yes! We are off to a great start.
Nice.
So let's see. Notebook.
Oh, it like
Action.
Advance.
I don't know what that means yet, but we'll get there. Theme. 23. What's the theme? Tool.
Advance tool.
I love that band.
The advanced tool.
Region. $84.
The hills. Yes.
Tempest Hills.
we
Location.
gotta go find Coal Tusk, man.
Dude, I'm gonna be on Coltas.
2 Mountain.
One Durgan.
Mountain.
In the region, in the Tempest Hills, there's a mountain.
The mountain where Coal Tusk lives. Coal Tusk, the king under the mountain.
He does not know how
Location
to give
descriptor,
or
number
to
12.
take.
Diverse.
Interesting. Yes, diverse mountains, which are
Ooh.
historically barren.
A settlement name. Where are we gonna be? What's the 97 puts us in the something else category.
A negative term.
Another 97 is a negative term, Forsaken.
So a negative term, it could be Forsaken or something like Forsaken.
Yes, that's an example.
Interesting.
And this is the location that we're at?
Yes. This is the settlement name.
Craven.
Craven. Yeah.
Ass crack.
Ass crack. Asshole.
Asshole.
We're on a mountain in the Tempest Hills.
Could just be barren.
The witch's tit.
No.
Openshaw, Blackburn, Scott, Penrith.
After
Garnsby.
Is that bad?
Was that a negative term?
Garnsby.
No, I feel like that one has to be great.
Wolfwater. I pulled up a fantasy town in general.
It's got to be a negative term, right?
Yeah.
So wait, is Summer Song our influence?
No.
What if we just needed the town of Negging?
Negging.
That's, you know what? Actually, that sounds like a legit place.
Are we actually going with that?
Yes.
The town of Negging.
Town of Negging.
Incredible.
Absolutely. Settlement trouble.
I mean, oh, if it helps, my
30.
my town is also Grimsby.
Mysterious
negative.
murders.
That's cool.
It's Coltusk. It's coming in the night, and he's killing them all.
He's
And we
sneaking
have
into
to
these
find
houses.
the right tool to murder Coltusk. Mysterious murder.
Fucking elephants.
Coltusk.
Okay. Character goal, character descriptor. I'm gonna roll these right in front of you guys. We're gonna 52 character role, a leader.
Hey.
Character goal,
Is Coltusk the leader?
82
Authoritarian leader.
knowledge. Leader
Gain knowledge
wants
of Coltusk.
gain knowledge.
Once I beat Coltusk, his fur is gonna fall off to reveal a metal interior, and he's
Gundam
a fucking
mammoth.
Gundam.
Ah! Bishop's gonna murder us
Oh yeah.
in real life.
Characters.
51 Lestara.
That's a cool ass name.
Lestara. What was their character descriptor?
Cunning.
A cunning
A
leader
cunning
named Lestara.
leader who's trying to gain knowledge. Don't like that. Cunning leader is trying to gain knowledge. That's never good.
Lestara Cortina is the name of the leader of this town who wants to gain some kind of knowledge. Okay, we have a thing. So the inciting incident, action advance. I don't know exactly what that means. Theme tool. So in the region of the Tempest Hills, which if you look on the map, is the area above the hinterlands on Roll20, or in, actually you can even look in the PDF, there's a map. So you're in a mountain, you're on a mountain in the Tempest Hills. You are in the diverse city of Negging, or diverse circle of Negging. There have been a series of mysterious murders. The town is led by the cunning Lestara Cortina, who has a desire to gain knowledge. She, I think, she has a library, a very expansive library in her. What do they have? Longhouses? Is that a thing? Right?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't that what like Jarls live in?
What do the Jarls live in?
Has a library in
Jarl homes.
her home. You are going to mark a vow of some kind, and it's going to be dangerous in rank. So, what is your vow concerning these mysterious murders? As a group, please discuss. Is
Does
it
it-
find the person who did it? Is it find out why they did it? Is it kill the person who did it? Is it It's gotta be a thing.
Plot twist, my vow is get away with these mysterious murders.
Okay, Pat.
The twist is at the end. We were conjoined twins the whole time doing all the murders.
If this is not solved, if the murders are not solved or stopped, to make this personal for your character, I think your brother is at risk. I think more than one of these murder victims was an Iron Priest.
Has someone been killing Iron Priests?
It's me.
They are very
Keep
similar
away
to
from my brother.
wizards.
Have they been killing Iron Priest, or have they been killing people who are kissed by the earth?
We'll find out on game day.
There are a non-zero number of non-Iron Priest victims, but also some Iron.
But
Priest
also some Iron Priests.
It is me. I go down to town and I say, "Have you been making out with the earth so that you can make a storm around the island? Did you fuck the earth so that it made it rain?" And
Meow meow.
take no chances.
Kitty. I was immediately distracted by Emmett's cat.
Which is it, cat? What do you want from me?
Obviously, if
Ain't that just
if
the
you
way?
don't stop the murder, these things are going to keep happening because there've been several already.
And if they kill Cold Tusk before me, I'll die in disgrace. Fuck
Things will
it.
get worse. There will be civil unrest within the circle. I think your characters are all in this, solving this issue together. Yeah. So what is an iron vow that your characters would swear?
I was thinking through the wording, and I think dispose of the problem is gonna be, which is like, ugh, that's
Vague enough.
Honey, no, this girl got dark. Because at first I was like, find the murderer, and then dispose of the murderer came brain. I was like, that's a little too. So dispose of the problem is what I'm going with as her dangerous.
Does the rest of the party agree that the vow will be you vow to dispose of the problem?
Or
Yeah,
because they
let's
can
do it.
take, well, they can take other vows.
You could take if you want
right?
to. You may take different vows, but they need to pertain to this incident, to this inciting incident.
Yeah, I think if I'm like, damn, this person's like murdering all the people. If it's people who can't fight back, then I'm probably like, well, fuck that guy. And if it's people who can't fight back, I'm like, that guy's got to be really fucking strong. And let's fucking kill that guy.
Murder the murderer is your vow.
Yeah. Now all those murders you did, it is like they are mine.
So
I gained them through osmosis, which is a process this girl never familiar with, apparently.
I'm putting down
Right.
just track down the killer. I don't know what to do with it. I just want to track them down, figure out who they are.
I'm
There's
gonna
a
also
major
go with
thunderstorm
dispose
in
of the
this movie.
problem.
Ooh.
Because, like, they could attack the horses next, and I really am not gonna have that.
It's a slippery slope.
One of the victims. Oh,
Yeah, and now he doesn't, like, that poor horse, like, doesn't have his owner, and, like, no
is
one
that
to
where you
take care
got
of him.
Stan?
Oh my god, did I get? Is that how I got Stan?
Adopted Stan after his owner was killed. Bishop says no.
This isn't in the rules or mechanically important. What do you swear on? What's your piece of iron that you swear your vow on?
Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't have to go first.
Go for
No,
it.
please, you were so excited.
Yeah, so
I hear it.
a big thing is that I have is, at least that I made this. So we didn't have a lot of things out in the hills where I lived. What we did have one thing though, and we did have one of my bonds, which is Kesra. We don't know much about Kesra. All we know is Kesra has these long fey-like horns, and every now and again they come and bless shit. We just leave shit alone for Kesra. We just leave that alone.
So that's you swear on Kesra's iron horn.
That's fucking baller as hell.
Yeah. Care or Morak and Callum have a single iron coin that their mother, that was passed down to their mother from like the old world. So it's like the only thing they have from the old world, and it's what Callum was really attached to it because it's he would like use it to do magic beyond what he could do naturally.
I have a question.
But it's what she swore on.
Does your iron coin from the old world behave the same as iron from the Ironlands as far as magic is concerned?
I think no. I think it's what. I think it's not quite as flashy. I not quite as strong in the way that like Iron Priests are familiar with. I think there is it's a conduit for like a slightly different kind of magic. And so for all intents and purposes right now, it is just not as strong and not as good. But I think there's just like there is potentially just something underneath that is
it more of like or will it become, you think, like more of a focus, like an arcane focus than it is like a conduit to draw magic? Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cleo, what do you swear?
I was
on?
like
What do you swear your
really
vow on?
worried for a second because I was like, holy shit, what would it be? And then I was like, duh, idiot, a fucking horseshoe. I was like, stirrup would have been good too, but I'm just like, it like a horseshoe makes so much sense, and it's also a lucky symbol.
Way better.
I feel like if we're going with similar iconographies that we have still, probably.
I like it. I like it a lot. Is it when you carry around, or is it just legit one?
I think it would be a spare. It's definitely a spare, but like can totally just be used. We can nail that shit right in. What? Oh my gosh! Well, actually, so like you gotta clean horses' hooves out when you go for like Trials of Survival, or else stuff will get in their frog. So every day you should clean their hooves. So you would, she could take this horse's fucking hooves and like swear on that fucking horseshoe every goddamn day she's cleaning the horse's hooves.
I think we're done with session 0. I want to go over the safety tools we're going to be using. We might be adding more later on if people want to make some suggestions for other tools we want to use. I think I want to go with like the way I wish to narrate this is going to be from the context of like a TV show, because that's like, or a movie, because that's like one of my favorite things is watching TVs and movies, and just that's how I want to frame stuff. it's easy for me to speak in that language. So I think like rating wise, I think like a soft R is fine. Obviously, we swear a lot as people. I don't think there's any reason why when we're trying to make a show for us to like fight that. Like it's just gonna happen. Sorry, we're gonna swear. So I think an R rated is fine. But like for safety tools, we're going to be using lines and veils. And if people, I would default with the X card unless somebody wants to replace that. I think that was mentioned at some point off mic that we want to use a different tool besides the X card. If we're using the X card and nobody wants to replace it, there's a bunch of different ways we can use it. You can either just give me an X on camera, send me a message on 400 messaging applications that we have open at any given time. Shoot a text, whatever. Just say something out loud, and we'll just stop whatever we're doing, go back, retcon whatever's happening, so that the offensive material is excised and we can go forward. So if people aren't aware of what lines, veils, and the X card are, it's ways for us to delineate things that we want to obfuscate, but still have in the show. Things that we don't want in the show at all, and things that we want to edit from the show in progress. So, for example, I'm going to put a line down for like sexual assault, right? Easy one. Sexual assault is not going to happen in this show. It's a line. We're not going to cross it. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to come up in the world. For all intents and purposes, it does not happen in Ironlands. Easy. For a veil, I think I'm going to do like violence against animals and children. I'm going to veil that. I'm a dad, so like it hits different now. If it's going to happen in our game, it's going to be an out of focus shot, or it's going to happen off screen or whatever. I don't intend for it to happen, but it might come up at some point. I know M has a character who's a child, I presume. So 13-year-old might be at risk. I'm not going to make it an explicit description of harm, but there are moves. Yeah, right. It's not Castlevania, it's not Game of Thrones as far as kids go, but there are moves in this game that say your companion takes harm. It might not be physical, but it might be, depending on the narrative that we have set up. But I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to say your companion takes one harm, mark one harm, whatever, and we're just going to go past it. There are things that might come up that players might not be comfortable with having happened. Certain situations that I know have come up on other shows that should have got next carded right away and said, stop. I want to stop the scene. I want to go back. I want to retcon what just happened and go in a different path. Because guess what? We're writing a show. We're playing characters, but also we're collaboratively writing a show, and we can write the show to be however we want it to be. I think we're gonna call it a wrap. I think that's it. I want to stop recording.